I sold my wedding ring, sold my chain, sold my wife's wedding ring. I had money before I came to YouTube. It was a step down for me because on the average, then my Fiverr accounts, because I was working on Fiverr and Upwork, I was making about $3,000, $4,000 on my Fiverr account then. I wasn't really praying, I was angry, I was tired, mentally speaking. Because when you're a driver, the insults driver receives daily is premium. I charge 200 naira if you want to start.
Okay.
So is that 200? Maybe I get 4 new people today, 2 new people today. That's the 200, 500 that we used to eat. When I told you I was poor, the house I was telling you, imagine the village house that the landlord came and said I should park because I have not paid rent. My children, they suffer, and I may create the suffering for them. I'm telling you, I was made before I even came to YouTube. I like to post videos. I had over 150 million before I got to YouTube. Yeah, sharing my secret to Nnamdi.
Alright guys, welcome to the video, right? So, you guys have asked me right now to talk about African Giant. You guys have asked me to bring African Giant on this very channel, right? So, in this video, I'll be taking a quick trip right now down to meet him. It's going to be a 1-hour trip, so I would like you guys to, join me. Let me take you guys also on this trip and let's go see him. I'm sure you guys will basically enjoy this video. You will learn a lot and you will be inspired. That being said, let's begin.
Alright guys, welcome to the video. I'm currently right now with Big Boss on the internet. You guys have actually seen this person before. You guys probably have even, just watched this video today. I saw in the last video, many of you guys were asking me, bring this person, and finally I'm here to give you guys that person that you wanted. I introduced to you African Giant. Please introduce yourself, sir.
The way you introduced it. Okay, I'm the president of the Nigerian Association of... Okay, this is African Giant, and Mr. Nnamdi is here. Yeah. Incredible. Let me tell you something first. You know Goliath? Mr. Nnamdi is huge. Wow. I thought I was huge, but come on, man. Videos are not doing justice.
We thank God for everything.
I'm so glad to have you here.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so let's just begin. What inspired you to start the African Giant channel? Because I noticed that you've been on this game for over 4 years now.
Yeah.
Most people are just coming into YouTube due to a lot of new developments, airdrops and all. But if you check, you've been here for like over 4 years. So the question is, what inspired you to start up that journey on YouTube?
I don't want to sound like most people will think. But before I came to YouTube, I was doing freelancing, blogging, and Kindle publishing. I was successful on the 3, but then I am a Christian. Let me establish that. And most of the things I do come from the spiritual angle. And apologies to those who are not. I'm not saying you should, but it's just something that happens to me. So one of those days during prayer times and all, then the Spirit of God led me that I should open a YouTube channel. Now, let me tell you, you might be thinking, oh, this is about 4 going to 5 years ago. So it wasn't like YouTube was an in thing. It's not like today when everybody knows about TikTok. Those days, nobody really knows about YouTube that much. At least not me. Because I was a blogger, I was more into blogging. So which means I am like a Googler. So anything, I had a slogan, just Google it. It's not just YouTube it. I know YouTube existed, but I'm not like a YouTube person. So when the Spirit told me I have to open a YouTube channel, I was like, okay. To tell you how naive I was and I didn't even know much, I had to call my brother in US to help me open a YouTube channel. That's how bad it was. Yeah. So I didn't really know. Then I remember he opened it for me around April. But I couldn't, just like every other person, when you have something nudge you to go towards a position, I call it the Spirit of God. It might just be your own spirit. You might just think I felt. Whatever we felt, I didn't go through it the way it came. And the reason for it was, YouTube was supposed to be a step down for me. It wasn't a step up. You know, nowadays most people be like, oh, okay, I want to make money. I hear you can make dollars. I see people flaunting wealth. It was a step down for me because on the average, then my Fiverr account, because I was working on Fiverr and Upwork, I was making about $3,000, $4,000 on my Fiverr account then. And then I had my Kindle publishing. I was in about 1,200. And then my blogging then was about to take off. And I was doing about 2,000, So I was almost every month, I'll go to 7,000, and then the Spirit of God is telling me I was making go to YouTube, where I now learned that you now have to look for 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I'm like, it's like saying that devil, they follow me. It didn't add up for me, but then I opened it. But the way I know, then of course I was married, so I told my wife, because when I see things like that, I usually tell my wife, and she's always a little bit livid, because they usually call me prophet since about age 7. So she was like, anytime the Spirit of God tell you something, you have to do it, don't spoil my life, And I was like, calm down, it's not as bad. Maybe this one is not to go and put church now. It's not like God's work.
It's just
and then after and that was April. Then I took the first step of my brother opening for me. But by the time we got to around November, I just woke up. I was top rated on Fiverr.
Okay.
And that's like the top guys on Fiverr. I was earning a lot of money. And then I just opened my account and it says, sorry.
I know that kind of message.
They blocked my Fiverr account. I went, I talked to my wife that day because then I was working from home. So my bed, my chair, I was like, babe, they blocked my Fiverr. He said, shall I not tell you? Shall I not tell you? You go. So I just like, okay. I wish I go and do what this Spirit said, but I was angry because how do I leave something that is paying me that much to now go for something I have to start working on?
From scratch. So
I just was like, it just came as nature. I didn't even have to figure out what to do on YouTube because what I know. So the first day, how to open or collect your money from online business, Pioneer accounts. I created that video. And those days, I didn't know anything about metrics. Analytics, no. So my own is, each of my videos was like 30 minutes. I had a video of 1 hour. I would just sit there and teach. I don't know you have to talk fast. I don't know you have to cut angles, B-rolls. I didn't know anything. So the only thing was I had money before I came to YouTube. So like I said, this camera is the first camera I bought before these other ones. So then it was still something you can afford. I bought microphones, bought the lights. So I spent about 1 million my first day on YouTube. So
most people didn't even have that advantage.
That's why I said I didn't come to YouTube like a poor person or I came here to make money. My first money, and it's like once you have quality based on what you teach and probably what your gadgets are, it reflects on the views. Because it took me 1 month and 9 days before I got monetized.
Whoa. So you hit 1,000 and 4,000 hours of watch time.
Yes. I already got to 2,400 in 1 month and 9 days. And then the 4,000 came afterwards. But I did not turn on my monetization. Why? Because after like 2-3 weeks into it, a lot of people were like, don't you have a WhatsApp group? It was WhatsApp then. So I created a WhatsApp group for people joining. So they were joining all those two. Then WhatsApp group was like, is it 180 or 3 something? Maximum. Yeah, we don't have. It was 300 then. So I already had like number 1 to 17 of African Giant group. That was yes, we have plenty of people. So once I got monetized, I was now thinking, if I turn on monetization, everybody will think I packed them there because of monetization. And I'm used to value. I just think about value. I don't really talk about I just want to. That's one of my problems today. I want to give you value to the point that I hurt myself. And that's the disappointment I give to people. Like you can come here in the middle of the night and I'll tell you I will do it for you. And then I will try to do it and I won't be able to do it. And then you'll be like, but you promised me. I'm like, yes, I want to do it, but so then it was value. I didn't turn on the monetization. And then I announced to all of them, guys, I'll finish this class for you or whatever I'm teaching you in 1 month. Then when it gets to February ending, I will turn on monetization. So I told all of them, they said, okay. Some people were like, oh, thank you, you are truthful. Some will say, get out this money,
People will always talk.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I turned it on February ending. And then my first pay, $330.
330.
I told my wife, I said, see you. Later, and I go say, God, they talk. $330 compared to almost 6,000 before.
That you're making
that was making.
And
I became more humble now because I had money in store, but if you have money in store, how many months before you finish the whole thing? So So I now started ramping. I felt, in truth, those days, if you see somebody with 10,000 subscribers, you think like, oh, they are making money. It wasn't that good based on where I was coming from. But then we just had to continue, and then we continue moving. It's not easy, I must say.
Wow, that's something you don't get to see, you know, every day. So you said you were doing something nice even before YouTube and all.
Yes.
So the question now is, did you come from a rich home? Like, were you rich before you even started YouTube? Like, did you have, you know, things going, you know, that rich guy vibe? You know?
No, not like I was rich. My story is a little long, bro.
We can discuss it.
Okay. This is how it started. If I'm to go back to when we were in school, like secondary school, should I go to like primary school, secondary school, university, or which?
Let's just start from the period before, you know, the Fiverr and, you know, the Upwork.
The period before Fiverr, now there's also another spiritual inclination to my coming to Fiverr in the first place.
Okay.
I was doing very well in Nigerian context. Okay, this is it. I left the university 2006.
Okay.
So I got rich about 2008. So things were going very fast, like as if I was in a speed lane. I remember building my first house 2010.
Wow.
So, and then I built like extra two before 2013. Got married at 2013. So I was a big boy. I had about 4 cars. So things were going papa like that. And then the same thing that was happening was you just sleep, and then you have a dream that what I called you for is not what you are doing. You're supposed to be doing God's work. And then I wake up, I'll tell my wife, it's like, they are calling me to do God's work. Oh. I'm like, I'm not doing devil's work now. So I'm going to church, I'm evangelizing, I'm in this group. And then it continued till one day when I slept again and saw that God told me in the dream, I will take away everything I gave to you. So I was like, no, that's the devil. God cannot take away. I did not do juju for these things, you know. And then they started taking it away.
Wow.
That's the shocking part. I had decent life. I don't go out. I don't womanize. No drinking, nothing. So if you give me 100 naira in January, worst case scenario, you will meet it at 120 in December. I don't lose money. I don't waste money. I have the capacity to multiply. I have a little bit of education and financial literacy here and there. But that one, I don't know what it was. All the money I had for business. I was multi-choice dealer then in Ado-Ekiti. And then everything went away. Like everything went away. It got bad that I remember the last time I had my last about 480,000.
Last card.
Last card. Then I told my wife, let's run to US.
Wait, you thought US would be the safe?
Like at least if I run away, I had brothers there, like we start all over again. It was bad. I had in multi-choice, I had 7 offices. I had one in Ilorin, Fati Tanke. I had one in Ede. I had one in Oshogbo. I had one in Akure. I had 2 in Ado-Ekiti. I had 1 in Ilesha. So I had 9 offices for multi-choice. I was doing well. Each of my offices, it takes me about $1 million to start. Each one to create it, and then I employed people. At some point, I had about 84 staffs that I was paying then, and then everything was going, and that was the height I came down from. So to nothing. I couldn't pay. Some of the offices till today, I did not go back there. They took all the things there. I remember the one in Akure. I was passing there to go to Lagos about 2019, and I just branched there. And the landlord was like, this man is still there. The things I don't die because they closed the place. I did not ask. They said rent. I did not. So a lot of things wasted. And then that was how everything got down. Then I went to pray. Okay, now if it is God's work that I'm supposed to do, let me just start praying about it and all. But I remember I went to this place in Erio Ekiti. There's a mountain in Erio. Okay. So I went there for 7 days. I didn't eat anything. I just went with books. So I was writing everything. As I was praying, everything I was seeing, I was writing. Everything I prayed, I was writing. And then I came back, and then God told me to go to Abuja. I've never been to Abuja before. I don't even know anywhere. So I'm like, I should go to Abuja.
That's a promised land.
Nah. Like I said, I will take you there today. You'll see the place. Okay. When I was to come to Abuja, you see, if you are rich in Ekiti, and you now come to Abuja, you will probably be a poor man here. Abuja is so crazy and expensive. And I'm not saying, like, you see where I even came to. I was even poor in the village. And I was coming from a big place, like you are good and all, but everything went bad. So it was now, from that bad experience, that I now had to come to freelancing. In my bad experience, I spent 3.5 years there.
2 years.
3.5 years. Wow. You see that 6 months you want to cut. Don't cut that 6 months.
Oh wow.
And Nnamdi, it was crazy.
Wow.
Like it got crazy to a point, and at that point I now had 2 children. So myself, my wife,
means more responsibilities.
It was crazy. And you have to buy Pampers, you have to buy their food. And so I couldn't cope. I started a lot of businesses. I remember I started the Bet Naija businesses. I had like 3 shops. I couldn't cope. And then God told me one day, why pastor would they do Bet Naija? So I had to stop. I learned tailoring. I started sewing. I did that for about 1.5 years. In between, I started Murphy's Pampers. I took their dealership. I was selling that. In between, I went and learned furniture. It was actually furniture I learned first when I came into Abuja. And I got jobs. I remember I got a job with River Park Estate, 18 million job. They cut me out at some point because I didn't have the facility to cope with most of those things actually. So that one went away. I got some other little jobs here and there. You see, the pressure was just ongoing. And the Wala now came. I think it was Buhari era, and everything just went bam. So last, I sold my wedding ring, sold my chain, sold my wife's wedding ring, sold gold now. All these things we acquired when we were rich. Sold everything. When we came to Abuja, my wife cried for 2 months because okay, maybe when I show you the house, you can record it and you show it to people to see the house, the house who are living there. And I took my staff there. They said it's a lie because if you see me today, then it was horrible. And then at some point, I couldn't feed anybody. So I had to start using my car as a driver. Then there was no Uber even in Abuja.
So it was more like taxi.
Yes, it's taxi. So and then I was driving. I had money before now. I was driving a Toyota Camry Sport of 2010, and then I was now using it for taxi. So I went down along, along. So garimpa. You see, and my friends are garimpa. So Wale change, and now I had difficulty even in that because Wale change is Yoruba, and now we are in northern states, and then you have to say, come in with your change. So how are you finessed? So I had to go through all of that, and then luckily for me, Uber now came in. I think 2016 or 17 or thereabouts. So Uber now came in. So I jumped on Uber, and I was doing well. At some point, the first 6 months, they gave me an award of Uber because I was one of their best drivers. I was always having 5.0 because I was respectful. I opened the doors for people, and then I was making some money here and there to feed. And then at some point, because you are driving a luxurious car as a taxi, and then about 6-8 months into it, the car it started from AC. The AC will stop. I will try and repair. To repair AC that time it was like 80,000, and then to spoil 2 months again, and then your tire will get bad. The experience was bad. This one, that's how the car just went boom. So the car could not cope. I didn't have enough fun to do the car. I have to still feed the house. And all this while, I was pastoring a church that is a CAC church. Okay. Because I was now like parish pastor for a CAC church and all of that. It's everywhere still here today. And then I was doing that in the side. And then the pressure continued. While I was still pastoring, they don't pay me in the church. I just do it as pro bonus. Then the car got bad. I couldn't do the driving. So then I usually gym. Like I gym. Then one day I just told myself like, this stupid gym, I'm even gym myself. I don't have money, I'm gymming. Like, why I know Kukuma go site? Because I was furniture before, so I know site work. I just went to the site. So I started carrying block. Wow. I won't tell my wife.
Just to feed the family.
Yes, just to feed the family. They usually pay me 1,500, but because they like me and I was like a comedian, I can make jest and I'm happy. So most of these engineers will dash me some 500 naira, 300 naira. So I end up coming home like 2,004, 2,005. So I usually give my wife 1,500. And I remember I fought her one day when she wanted to increase it to 2,000 and Nigeria is bad. I said, well, we all die here. Which Nigeria and the bad. Manage. So she will continue to manage. And I remember, thank God for her, that I couldn't take care of her because the money I was bringing was for food. So I remember she had to cut her hair just to not spend money. And then my wife, it
was that bad.
It was horrible. I will tell you like how horrible it was. That's why sometimes today I appreciate everyone whether you have money or not. And thank God for that experience of my life. Maybe I would have been the most cocky, arrogant human being on earth. because my father parents were doing well, so we didn't really have to struggle as much. But I struggled on my own, and that's one thing. Everybody left me. It's like they disowned me. My brothers were doing well, and they never helped, although I don't ask for it. I usually don't ask for it because I know why I'm suffering was because I didn't do what God told me to do in terms of going to ministry. So unfortunately, I lost everything before I changed to do the ministry.
Yeah.
So I couldn't recoup time, and the season was very bad. And then we had to continue running that way, and then I'll feed them a little, I'll do a little. Now where the thing now got baddest was in the houses we are living then. There is what they call Mirua, where you would
carry water.
They carry water.
Yeah.
But because we don't have enough money, we buy 100 naira water. Then they were selling one jerrycan 20 naira. So you buy 5. Sometimes you price 6 for 100 naira. So then they will give you 6. But that 6 cannot sustain us because our children. So children will pull, you buy pampers, you wash this. Sometimes you will not wear them pampers. They will stay in the house, they will put on the ground, you clean it, All those apologies to if you are eating, Now Nnamdi, ask me a question.
No.
Anyway, so at the end of it all, if we want to take a bath, because we can't afford to use clean water to flush the toilet, we will have to put another bowl to bathe inside the bowl so that you can keep waste it. So when I got to that level, then my brain loaded. Then I started praying. I wasn't even praying. I started complaining.
At this point, you needed to.
I told God, because it was bad that I will now call my senior pastor then to send me recharge card so I can sell. I don't even work. That's how now I don't go out again. It started then because I can't work on my street. Everybody that is selling something, I'm owing them. And you know what? I usually don't let them know my wife is my wife.
So you don't start stressing her.
No, she will go and borrow her own separate, like an independent person.
Okay.
So me too, I'll go and borrow my own independently. My children are not grown then. Maybe they would have gone to borrow too. So you will hold, and then you have to come back at night. You will hang somewhere till it's dark, so they will see you. So so I got to the end of it. So I told my wife, I said, it's like you pack the children and go back to your parents' house. That I think I want to face the God that sent me here. Because at that point, I was like, God damn it, this is no longer funny. I was now losing. Now, you see, all through this period, I didn't lose confidence. If I'm still a happy soul, I was reading, I was practicing preaching. So, like I tell people, like, how do you preach in 4-5 places in a day? I'm like, that was when I was practicing. Because I would just face the mirror and preach to the mirror myself. And that's why I don't care if there's any crowd in front of me or just a camera, I can talk. And I've not gotten to YouTube. So that was when I developed this habit of ability to talk even when there's nothing, as if I'm talking to people. So all those were growing then, but it wasn't profitable because it was just growing. So I told her, you have to go. I will face the God that sent me here that collapsed me so that I can die here. It's either I die or he lets me go. So my wife was like, okay, it's like 2 people will die and meet God at home.
Because she didn't want to.
She's not living that. If I was going to stay and die, instead of her to take the children to her parents, let all of us kukuma die here. That once all of us die, God will know that. So we stayed. So I told her, I'm not going to go to any work again.
At all.
And that's it. I'm going to stay inside. And I stayed inside for another 30 days. Nothing happened. I wasn't really praying, I was angry, I was tired, mentally speaking. Because when you're a driver, the insults driver receives on his daily is premium. There was a lady that insulted me, and I wasn't crying for 3 days. Tears would be coming out of my eyes, and I'm not crying. If you're crying, but this one, I'll just be going. I will be cleaning tears. Like my subconscious was crying when I wasn't crying. My spirit was tired, and I can't do. And the worst part of it, I know everything they call Yahoo. I know everything they call bad habit. I know everything, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I just kept going. Like, okay, then I gave up. That was the point I gave up. So after 1 month, nothing happened. I don't know how my wife was feeding the house. I was not eating. I was angry. I was lame. I was sad. She continued to feed the children. I don't know how she did it. I did not ask her till today. Then after 30 days, one day I just slept. The same way I usually see things. Then God told me in the dream that they said, in 7 days time, I will give you what will start everything I promised you. Okay. And then I was just there. 7 days. And I said, okay, what do I have to do? He said, nothing. Just don't make sure your head does not touch the sun. So
me, you have to stay indoors.
I don't go anywhere before. 30 days at this side. So that one easy. I was like, okay. I just stayed. But the only thing that happened was in my brain, I was now trying to figure what will he give me in 7 days? 7. After sojourning for 3.5 years of nothing, no opportunity, nothing, what else will he give me? So I was thinking, I couldn't figure anything out. And then I stayed first day. In the middle of the night, I will now call my wife. I will hold her hand. Because what he told me to say then, that he said I should continue to repeat, my time is now, it's my turn. It's my time. That was what I was saying then. My time is now. But all through the 7 days, I cry. I know they fit talk anything. I just hold my wife and then I start crying. I just feel my time is here. My wife will be begging me, will be rubbing my head. Because I can't even see whatever. Because let me tell you the truth, at that point, I felt like maybe in a devil they use me. But this one is not using me for somebody. But you know what? Somebody will meet me on the road, I will pray for them. Not pray, I'll just declare something to them, it will happen. Okay. When I was driving, I was like a prophet driving. Everybody, I remembered one woman got married, and the sister of her husband gave them yam that should have harmed them on their wedding day. He gave them 6 pieces of yam. Equivalently, the Holy Spirit, and I was to carry that person from Kado to Trade Mall, opposite Lube. Immediately they came into my car, I saw them. I didn't know they were married because they wore different clothes and all. And it was a weekend they got married. I carried them on Sunday. They had to go back to Imo or something. So when they were driving, the Holy Spirit was telling me, tell them. The yam was in the car. Tell them. Driver, it concern me. They drive, they go. The Holy Spirit kept disturbing me. So I said, excuse me, because excuse me, the thing they be like demon. Because you know, something is telling you clearly something, I don't know them. What if what they're telling me is wrong? And I tell them, I say, no, are you crazy? Driver, and it was Uber that time, and they now give me 1 star. So I'm like, I just come on Korea. I said, okay, I'll tell them. I told the woman, yeah, you are married, this is your husband, you just got married. He said, yes, that. And then I now had a little confidence, like, okay, it's like, what did they tell me this thing, I correct it. So I started telling them, oh no. Right in my presence, they put a knife, because when I took them to Trade Mall, they put a knife in the thing. I know there are yams because I'm from the village. There are yams that when you cut it becomes red. Yeah. But this one was white yam, and right in our presence it started becoming red. I told them, if you eat this yam, now your equivalent cheat them that, go and dash it. They wanted you to eat the yam. That's 6 children you are supposed to have. Once you eat them, each one you are cooking like that, you are cooking your children. You are no longer going to have a child till you die. Bam, you know here. And that was it for them. So I said they can dash it, it won't do them anything at all. So event upon event, and then they started telling me bad things, the dream the husband had. They just started, they wanted to collect my number. Me, I'm a prophet, I don't be prophet. So I said, no. I not be man of God like that. I'll just be a normal person. So I left. So scenarios like that. And me, that was doing that, people will come to church, hey, I want to give back to this one. He was the one that prophesied to me. And my life was horrible.
While you that were prophesying, your whole life was not
horrible. And they are like, they will come and give testimony. And it's like they gave me one terrible thing. They don't dash me anything. You know, normally if you prophesy like that, people do. At least if they are coming, they just say, yeah, prophet. They don't give me anything. They just say, thank God for your life, and they will go. And that was how the whole. And then fast forward to when it was now my time, and then I declared that 7 days later, I now came outside. I was a tailor then. I had a shop where I was sewing. So while everything scattered, that time I was 1 month into it, I left one of my shop for one of my boys that was always coming to be opening. So the only thing that was on my mind when 7 days elapsed was, let me go to my shop. So I now started working. I don't have money, no transport, no nothing. So I checked from then. When we get there, you see, from Dasoka, we now checked to Amak Market. Most people know Abuja and Lube don't know that place. So I checked the place. While I was entering the market, I came from the back door. Then I saw my former manager in Bet Naija. You know, I've stored Bet Naija. Yes, but that particular guy stole my money. When he stole my money, then he took 230,000 of my money. Wow. Everybody said I should arrest him, but weirdly, I know the guy. The guy worked with me for 2 years. He never stole anything. So I believe that time, even I was poor, but I knew that something was wrong. This guy cannot steal. I technically trusted him. So I let him go. So that, meanwhile, in between, there was a day he called me and was apologizing. He didn't really tell me why he stole. It was just like he's sorry that he's a Muslim. So it was like his imam told him that he should go and beg his oga that he left, that the spirit is fighting him. So that was how he begged me. And I said nothing. So that time he called, it was not, I was still a driver then. It was not like he wants to buy me like yogurt or something. And I said, no, that I'm not angry. That should be, they said I should arrest you. I didn't. That nothing. That. So he now said, thank you, he left. So while I was now coming into the market, I now saw him. So immediately I was like, guy, far? I said, meanwhile, the first thing that came out to me, I said, why you don't look for something else to do? This one, that's why they say advice is cheap. Me that I was advising somebody.
You were battling with your own life.
Now they my body. So I was like, why you don't find? Because the way I looked at him, it was laying dark. It wasn't looking fine at all. I was like, if you look for another thing now, at least if bet Naija no work again, or maybe as I don't cook myself my own now, since everything don't scatter. You know, I said, boss, I get something where they do online. I said, hey, they do something online. I say, what? He say Fiverr. And I said, what gig are you doing? He now screamed. He was like, okay, you know Fiverr? I say, I know Fiverr. I say, as you mentioned gig, now you make a know, say you know Fiverr. Meanwhile, in the office those days, they usually argue that there is nothing I don't know. In truth, I'm vastly read. There is nothing you want to mention. I know 99% of voting go on in this world, including from law to science to technology. Like I'm widely read that way. And then he said, he always argue that there is nothing God don't know. Say, now he believes because of this thing. So I said, okay. And I said, and it's comfortable for you. Say, at least he gets like 70,000 naira. That's what he told me. That I was like, okay, that's good now. That's 70. I now told you that even me, if I see 70,000 now, I go, I will shout loud. And I said, okay. So I just walked away. And I said, okay, bye bye. You're good. So is where you going? I'm going to my shop. Okay, that's your shop. See there. I come and greet you, sir. I say bye bye. So I was walking. When I turned it on, the Holy Spirit came to me and said, that was what I promised I was going to give you in 7 days. Because in my mind, I was thinking maybe I'll see money on the ground or, you know. He said, that was what I didn't enter my shop. I just turned back and I couldn't walk again. I started jogging back home. Meanwhile, in 2011, I opened a Fiverr account. Then I was in Chapel's Power in Ado Ekiti. My pastor was now Bishop Shola Adetuji is like my mentor, full blown. So he was the one that we opened Fiverr together. I was doing voiceover. But I know they get gig, so it was just there. So I now ran home, but I have one single email that I used to open everything. Even today is the email I use. Then I went back and I had this Pharaoh. The Pharaoh phone it's like my museum. It's in my office now. It's there. The Pharaoh phone is like normal Pharaoh phone. Bring it, PA. You see the phone is normal phone. That it was broken then. I used rubber band to hold it. No data, no nothing. It was at home. So I ran back home to pick it. But as God will have it, I'll show you the hotel too. There was an hotel like 2 buildings to my house that usually have free Wi-Fi. And they usually have lights. They put on lights. So I just ran to the place and then I told the see the Pharaoh phone.
Wow.
This was the phone. Now I repair, I'm like this.
Oh guys, this is the legendary phone.
Yes, I kept it. Every time I'm tired, I look at that phone and I can't be tired.
Man, this should be in a museum.
Yeah, that's the thing. I bought all kinds of phone from iPhone, this BlackBerry, that, whatever. But this phone, that's the signal of my wealth, so to say. If they say juju na the juju this. So I now took this phone and went to that particular hotel. They call the place Kura Hotel. Okay. Then I logged into it. I saw my Fiverr account. Guess what happened? I opened the Fiverr account in my wife's name. Okay. Virtually all my online is always in my wife's name. I don't know why. That's just what I do. I create virtually all my accounts in my wife's name, including this YouTube channel. Everything's always, love now. That time she was even girlfriend though, 2011. I created it in girlfriend's name. You see, imagine? Love the shark. Oh Lord. So at the end of it though, no be like all this one where their love na scatter. This was they no get better love.
In fact.
Tell you the see mentor now. I created my Fiverr account in my wife's name.
Guys, let's pay attention though.
Yeah, all of them. They are not good though, all these boys. So at the end of it all, and then I now started it. Meanwhile, what I had there was voiceover and all. But that guy, because I asked him what
he was doing,
he said he was writing articles. So immediately I just changed everything, article. I just put like, because I had like about 1 or 2 gigs, so So I changed to like 4 because as a free gig you can open 7. So I created 4 and then I left it.
But did you know how to write by that time?
I didn't know how to write.
Okay. You just wanted.
I just opened it first.
Yeah.
That's why when opportunity comes, I'll go for it first before you ask questions. So the next morning, when I created the gig, I know how to create gig and all. I just checked other ones out. I can write you 1,000 articles for $5. I shall put everything like that. Then I left it. The next morning I called him. Oh yeah, come my house, because he was my boy before, so it's not a big deal. And he knows I'm not angry again, or I don't want to. So he came to my house. I said, I don't have a laptop. So I said, bring your laptop and come. He now showed me. Now, you see those days, they usually don't write articles. They had a tool that blinds an already written article to make it plagiarism free.
Okay.
So if you tell them write about how to sew a cloth, they will just go to Google, pick how to sew a cloth, put it in that
like all those
tool.
Mention some names.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once you put it in the tool, it blinds. It will not rewrite. Then there was no rewriter. There was no article writer. We created Quiboat.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. I have Quiboat for like 3 years free. They gave it to us. The company gave it to us for free because we are the ones that started it. We'll tell them the words. If you notice, you can write American English, Nigerian English, UK English. All this kind of English was there. We created it that time. There was no Quiboat then. So most of the time, you just input it on it. It's a tool. It will blind it. Take that thing anywhere in the world, it will look new and clean.
Yeah. Wow.
And then later they now discovered that, and Nigerians, they do those things. So when he showed it to me, my normal value kicked in. I was like, Baba, come, I no fit. Somebody is giving you article to write. You are blinding it. He said, Baba, that's what they do. I said, I know they do. If you want to write article, write. So I went back to Google. How to write article. There was nobody who taught how to write article. Nothing. I did there. I did check my something every day. First thing came like 1.5 weeks later. The person told me, I still remember the title to today, torrent alternatives for torrent streams. All these torrent something that they stream. I didn't even know what it was. I've never had torrent before at that point. So he said I should write the alternatives for torrent. Yeah. So I was like, okay, $5. I accepted it.
$5, your first online.
First money. Wow. But I wrote the article for 1 month and they refused it. I didn't know how to write article and I didn't want to blind. Even at that time, I didn't know what they call plagiarism. I didn't know. Because in my mind, I would like, say you did my house, how you gonna know, say I copied this thing online? You know, naiveness now, nobody. So I would just copy. So I sent it first time after 3 days. Because I told them I'll do it in 3 days. The guy was like, what is this? The article is plagiarized. I went to Google. What is plagiarism? He said, when you read that, I was like, these people are mad. How did they know that I copied? So, and I asked him, sir, what did you use to know that I copied this thing online? He said, it's plagiarism checker. Which one? He now said, plagiarism X. I remember that name. Plagiarism X. You have plagiarism? He said, yes. I went to plagiarism X. I check it. I noticed that it's true. I put it on. It was free batch, and then I put it on it. I checked it. I said, oh, how will I now remove this thing? I worked another 1 week. I said, give me another 7 days. Okay. 1 week, not where I no do.
For $5.
For $5. You know, really work. Oh. I sent it. When I did it and the free version, you know, these plagiarisms will have free version. They are paid versions.
Yes.
So the free version told me it was free. The man is from Italy. I still remember his name.
He was using the paid version.
He was using the paid version. So after another 1 week, which is now 2 weeks of writing the article, I sent back to him and he said, my friend, this thing is still plagiarized.
Thank God he didn't just delete you.
He did not. No, he later deleted now. The story as they come. He later deleted because he now said, if you don't know how to do this, I said, no. It's not like I don't know. I don't have the tool. And I said, so you want me to give you my tool? You are not serious. You now not supposed to buy two. They were selling one to $15. How do you give me a work of $5 that I've not even collected, and then you want me to go and buy $15 from nothing? All through that time, hunger day also. So what I did was, and I told my wife, let's start to collect our job. Because that time God already told me this is what will take you there. So I'm a little bit, my brain now started loading again, and I was not fortunate. Yes, and I said let's start taking a job. So I went to UTC in Abuja. I printed a job. I remember that 10,000. I borrowed it from my younger brother, and he didn't give me once. He first sent 5,000, then he sent another 5,000 because he said he didn't have 10,000 cash that day. So I now went to UTC and printed that a job slip and something that people were registering. So in the morning, early morning, before I go to that, I was still doing most of these things with my phone. Before I go to that Kora residence where they have free Wi-Fi and light, I will first of all go and collect a job. My wife will go too. So then I charge 200 naira if you want to start.
Okay.
So is that 200? Maybe I get 4 new people today, 2 new people. That's the 200, 500 that we used to eat. Then we'll keep their real money. We're not spending the real money, we're keeping it. So we continue like that for the month. Then I was doing this on the side. So once I finish, I usually borrow one of my friend's laptop.
Okay.
But you know the sad thing is that my friend will say he's watching film. He will not give me the laptop. I will sit in his house sometimes 2 a.m. in the night before he will not say he has finished watching film. I will not transfer. You know my email was on my phone. I will not collect it. Go back to the hotel again so that I can use their free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Then I will now do it. I will send. I sent the thing 4 times. It was bad. But once I sent the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, the man I said, it's like you don't know how to write. And I said, let me confess that I'm new. And I said, you should have told me now. I said, you know what? You have trained me a lot because now I know plagiarism. Now I know that next time I will be better at this thing. That you should just give me another 1 week, which makes it 4 weeks and 1 week. 1 month and 1 week.
Yeah.
So now I now threw away because I was going around and checking things. All of a sudden, I just thought to myself, come, why am I even looking at what I've been written before writing this? Everything I've read, I can rewrite this thing myself now. Why am I? So I just threw away everything. And then, because now my friend was still giving me a headache, and I called the same guy that introduced the Fiverr. I said, borrow me your laptop overnight since you are not working. He said, okay. So I stayed in that hotel, and I typed from my head, torrent alternatives. Hello everyone, what are torrent alternatives? If you want to use this, just based on what I've read, I read for 1 month, I just wrote my own. While I was about finishing, it's like 2 hours to the timing he gave me, the man just cancelled.
Wow.
I stood up, I went, because the hotel is like 2 hours from my I've not eaten for like 3 days. That time it was like 3 days. I don't go out. My wife will come and call me, come my age, you want to kill yourself? I said, make I die. It's better I die here than I just close the laptop. I can't go out. I no bath for like that 3 days. So I go bath. The rice wey dem cook and meat whatever, I shall ate it. I sat down. I said, what happened? I said, the man cancelled. She said that was cancelled because she's, you know. I said, the man said, no, do again. He said, you are finished. I said, nah, I just write down by myself. Oh. He said, so what you now do with it? I said, what I want to do with it? I said, I think I go send her to her like that. You know, he said, go send her now. After all, it's waste. It's not like you can use it. He said, send it to him like that. That is there a place? I said, yes, there is a message. You know, on Fiverr, even if they cancel another, you can still go and send them personal message. Yes, I just went back there and attached it and sent it like that. After like, you know, I came back home. After I sent it, I came back home with the laptop again. I didn't know anything. But my body they shake like 1 month and 1 week. When it got to it was around to 7, that time the man cancelled. When it got to 11, that time Arsenal they play. Champions League. They go. My body they shake. I know if you watch ball. When they finish the ball, actually make her come out, go ask them how much, what's the scoreline or who won. I just from my phone, the Ferro phone. Yeah. Because immediately I entered the range of the hotel, something big. Then I saw the man message me and I opened it. And I said, so you can even write where did you keep this one before that? This one is perfect. Wow. I said, thank you. Please, how did you know it was perfect? He said, I checked it through. That was the day I knew that there was what they call that catches people who are using that thing to blind articles. Okay. So I knew all of that. And I said, thank you that you have even told me all the things I needed to know. Thank you. And I said, you're a good person. Meanwhile, you know, I'm female on it. It was my wife's image. So I think the man thinks I'm a woman. Maybe that also played a part in it. Yeah. And then I said, okay, send me the order again, since this one is good. Yeah. And I will approve it. So I sent the order of $5 again, and he approved. Wow. Here comes my first $4. I was rolling on the ground. Happy. And in my mind, if this freaking online can give me $4, I will be a billionaire here. More. You know, pass that one. Then 1 week later, another person from Italy gave me a picture, something of exercises. He said, write 100 exercises in the gym with pictures, $120. I used another 1 month to write that one. because this one now I don't have it. That's why I'm the best writer in the world as I did like this. Because what trained me now is no longer researching people. I write from my head. So that time, you know what I did? I went straight to a gym. Then I started asking them, what machine is this? They would say it. What machine is this? I'll snap it. What machine is this? I snap all of them. What do they call this? They say this one is for glute, this one is pilot, this one. So they explain everything to me in physical with their mouth. That's when I knew what reps was, what set was. So they told me all that. I came back to the house. For the first 1 week, I was reading everything about, and then I was reading on Amazon. Okay. Amazon had Kindle. So Kindle is free. You can download it, but you can read it. Yeah. So I was reading everything. Then I sat down and started writing. But I was copying Google images free. Then I don't think they were banning images on books. So I was copying it. And then that's how I did his own. He didn't know, it was just like, wow, you are good. Then he said, okay, I'll give you another one that I always write every month. I'll give you next month. Before the next month, he called me for his friend. He called me for another friend. That's how they became like 4. And they gave me like $600 job before the next month. Wow. Now I'm good. But I couldn't sleep because I have to write from my head, research upon research. But now I can breathe. About 6 months later, I had about 10 million naira. But I was not sleeping.
Will you sleep again?
My eye was like this. I was just walking like mad person. But that was how poverty left my life. I just have a tenant. Wow. And that wasn't the only case though. Because now, one day, while I was writing about that 5-6 months time, then I asked the man, because he now became very close to me. He would just call me out, not on phone, no, like, normally we are not chatting, that he would even tell me about his wife and all. I would just, I was gisting as if I'm the woman. So if I want to gist him about my own husband, I'll be gisting as if I'm the wife, and I gist me to him, just like that. And then everything was going on like that. And then I now asked him like, these books I'm writing for you people, where do you always put it? And I said, it's Amazon. I know Amazon. So you can put book on Amazon? He said, yes. How did you know it? He said, I'll send you the link. That was how I started learning Amazon. Wow. At the time, but they have blocked me now. I don't know what that. Before they blocked me, I had 1,038 books. I rammed into it. I wrote every form of book, from scientific to, I wrote witchcraft book. I wrote.
Getting paid for those books?
Heavily.
Wow.
Every month you just be seeing book sales, book read. If they read your book, they pay you. If they buy your books, they pay you. I wrote cookbooks, everything.
Wow.
Sports. I wrote erotic, not the way I know right. Kama Sutra, all the not Vagos Nav, not the way I know right. I was writing everything, and then the money was. I wrote coronavirus before Corona. They blocked my coronavirus book. Because that time Corona was, I wrote coronavirus because we do keyword research before we write. So it's not like I know what I'm writing about, I just write. So I'd written about coronavirus before coronavirus started. So once Corona was starting in China around December, I just saw that I was making 1,300, 1,000. That was the highest I've made. I got about 3,800 something on 1 month on Kindle. Because before you just get 1 to 700, 1 for, that one just went to like 3,000 something because of that coronavirus book. Just one book. Then they blocked it. Wow. Because I think they were thinking that time, they were like, okay, the information is not correct. I don't even know what was there. You know, you are just researching and writing.
I think they wanted to not put that out there yet.
Yes, because it was the beginning of that coronavirus. So they blocked it. But I took the small money we did that time. And then that was how we were doing it. Then I also asked them about articles. Because I was writing articles for them. What's up with articles? So they said this blog. So that was how I started doing blog.
Blogging too.
Yes, blogging. And then I got, because I was a good writer already, so my blog was flying. In a matter of like 1.5 years, I had flying blogs. I had 24 blogs.
Wow.
Yes, 24.
All of them monetized?
Monetized? No, not all of them. I monetized 9 at that time. Okay. But you know, once I got to YouTube, only me, 24 hours. How many work you want to do? And then I had the classroom. I'm sure a lot of people are disappointed about the classroom. Because after like 2 years into the classroom, you know, I set up the classroom for 1 year, but because of the intensity and the issues, so it spread to 2 years. But I told them then, I'm a pastor, I will move to ministry fully. So my volume, because those days I work 24 hours only online. But now I split my day into 4, where I do 6 hours there, 6 hours there, 6 hours there, 6 hours. So I can't really have all the time. So people are angry. They're like, I've been messaging you. Some messages I've not read it for 4 months because I can't cope. You can have each day, those days, I usually have like 400 and something messages. So if I mistakenly did not attend to my message in 3 days, that's 1,200 and something. I'm not saying comments on YouTube or Facebook. I'm saying WhatsApp messages.
Wow.
And then hey, employ somebody. See, I have how many staffs did you see as I wear you?
Yeah, I can't even count.
So there are plenty of people working, but if you say one of my blogs, somebody hacked it, what will my PA do? What will anybody do? So they now have to wait till I do it. Can I get there? No. And even when we started, they have never hacked my blog before. It was students that carelessly left their channel or something that they had, and I was doing it 2 months, 3 months, and they would come back and hack again. So what I want to do? Okay, let's change this and buy another one that say that they say no, it's money that I invested on. So if something went bad, it's bad. So the challenge upon challenge of the volume of work,
couldn't keep up.
I couldn't keep up. So and I started dropping some. Like Amazon, they block Amazon. Oh, good riddance to bad rubbish. I just let it go. Although that one pained me because I wasn't even writing again. The volume I had done there was bringing money, so it was painful that they let that go. Then Fiverr already blocked me because of ministry that I didn't do. That I had to now switch to ministry. That one too went away. So the ones that are valid is affiliates, because you know when you write blogs, you put your links there. So that one is still making money a lot. That one is very good. Affiliate, print on demand is no longer working as usual. Oh,
especially as Nigerians, or I don't know, because I still see
Nigerians.
videos of people, but for Nigerians, I don't think.
And we don't have that culture of buying your brand. Just like I'm wearing my office brand.
Yeah.
If it's abroad now, give us that thing, and you know you can see the quality of the shirts. They are cool, and these are printed. These are print on demand. It doesn't bleach nothing. You could have been selling this and making profit, but Nigeria, everybody go do their own for Canva. So we don't really have the culture of print on demand. But affiliate is going. YouTube is okay. Faceless YouTube. Faceless now, they don't even cast the thing. Everybody is now faceless. And anytime Nigeria put on for something, forget it. Especially if it's easy to do, they must milk the thing dry.
Because initially, even AI channels, like now, it's kind of hard to monetize AI channels. But before, I think you could actually use AI to like do all this.
Is it really hard now? I see how people are monetizing.
I mean, people still do, but I think YouTube came up with one AI policy.
Yeah. I think you have to be clicking one, you say AI something to identify that it's AI.
Okay,
they don't want the deceit of you talking as if you are human when they know you are AI. I think that's it. So that's how we just went round and round and round, and then that's how I got to YouTube, and the rest is history.
Wow. That's a very long story, but very insightful. I'm sure that most of us, we didn't even know about this. We just felt like African Giant just, popped up from nowhere, But I want to ask one question now. Okay. Would you say that, for people who are starting off now, having a skill is important? You said you went to Fiverr, you started writing, freelancing. So would you say as someone that is actually coming up now, don't know what he's doing, having a skill in this 21st century, do you think it's very important?
To be very frank, I'm not somebody that peddles skills, because what we should be learning first is the skill of life, not the skill that makes money. A lot of people are so pressed on I want to make money that you will lose the essence. Money is nothing really. Money is nothing, because the whole meaning of money, do you have any cash there?
Not okay. I should. Let me bring that 200.
Can you dash me this money?
Yes, I can.
Why?
I mean,
I'm not buying anything. I'm not selling anything. Just dash me. Why?
It's just this one now. It's paper,
But do you realize that this money, some people will look for this one for a whole day, they won't get it. You don't look for money. Yes, sir. You don't look for money. You're supposed to position yourself to attract money. That's the thing we don't really get. You attract money. Nobody say you go find money. So you have people, I don't go out, I don't go anywhere, because money will come to me. But people will run every morning to go somewhere. They run. You're wasting your time. That's why I said it's not the skill. It's that financial literacy that you should go towards first. And what I mean by that is principles of money. Even if you make money today, virtually everybody thinks they can sustain it. You are joking. At least for me, my younger brother called me one day. He said, it's about 2-3 years ago. He said, Blessing, I play. You don't reach 5-6 years, so you don't hurt. You never code. So I was like, what do you mean? He said, he now mentioned some of our old brothers, even some boys that did Yahoo. Like you will see them, they will be very hot. 3 years later, you just see them walking and hiding. It was like, you have had money for 5-6 years and you don't look like you are slowing down. So I'm like, because I didn't look for money. Money came and sat in my house. And the way that happens is you yourself, you have to be the one to put things in place to attract the money. It's not skill, because that's the problem. If you learn money skill, what if they don't give you market? Just imagine if, oh, they blocked my Fiverr account now. So if the skill I learned was article writing, and I don't know what it means about life. The meaning of life is, if you cannot see the end from the beginning, you are going to struggle. That's why God is the ultimate. He sees the end from the beginning. The devil cannot see it. So, and human beings are not supposed to see it. So the way you act things is by you seeing the end from the beginning. Let's now start. Why on earth will somebody write the code for computers and sell it for $100,000 to Bill Gates? He can't see the end, but he can only see the beginning. So how many valuables have we thrown away? How many relationships have we thrown away? Because you can't see the end. So you only see the beginning, and then you start manipulating yourself and thinking you are the best of the best. And so once you have to teach yourself that, don't leave money, leave life, leave love, leave everything. Teach yourself to understand how to see the end of a thing from the beginning, and then go into anything in this world, you'll be successful. But if it's skill, if I'm a furniture man, they don't give me a job, what will I eat? I'm hungry already. But as a furniture man, I learned furniture. And if I tell you the implementations I implemented before I got all these 18 million, 6 million jobs, people that were OGs in the job, they can't get it. Because the things that make you valuable are not the skill that you learn. It's not even how good you are. It's now it's something that they call, you can call it psychology, you can call it grace, you can call it Holy Spirit, whatever you are serving. If you're a demon, you deserve. Call it your own demon. Whatever pumps you, that makes you unique. Those things that is the essence of life. And there are values that is not money. Okay, now let me even cite another example. E-Money and Casey. E-Money was Casey's manager before. Yeah. He had nothing. How did he now become this and Casey is this? And Casey gave an interview and said that most people are always pitching them against themselves. I'm like, no, they're not pitching you against themselves, because it's just normal. When people see that this person has more money, they kind of, move towards him. But at the end of it all, it's what he learned when he was your manager that he understands than having the skill. You know, somebody that sings has the skill of singing, but you don't know money management, you don't know time management, you don't know the truthfulness of all currencies. So many things you are supposed to learn that you should know. That's your essence. That's a human being. That's the generosity of human being. You know, I had something yesterday. It was my studio manager. It's my Peking. That's like my first son. Okay. His name is Udali, the guy you met at the studio. Yeah. He said something and he was checking that a lady removed her jaw. Her jaw? He removed all the teeth. Wow. And then he said the teeth is inconvenient. And then later now went and put some spikes to support. Apparently, if I say it safe, you'll be shocked. If you don't have your teeth, your face cannot stand. I've not thought about it before, but I've never thought about it too. Like, it's the teeth that stabilize the jaw. So once your teeth is out, your jaw drops as if you are 90, 100. You know, old people, when they don't have, they still have their gum, but even ordinary teeth, you see, that's why they call surgery. It will go. So this one now removed her teeth by herself. So her face just drops. You will not recognize her if they snap her, because all this place has gone down. So she's not like the same person. And then just because of what? He said there's inconvenience here, and then she now went and bought some fake teeth. And placed it in. And then that placed it in. At the end of it all, it is just what you know that determines what you do at the end of it all. But it's not the skill. It's the whole essence of it. So look at everybody on top. They are the people that can see the end. These iPhones that we're using now, Steve Jobs died 2011. Since he died, which iPhone you don't see what they do? They said they were doing iPhone 17 something now, and it's going to Android. Wow. They make it almost like Android, because they can't come up with new things. Because 100,000 people will be in a place, they can only see today and tomorrow. Only 1 or 2 people will be able to see next 5 years, next 20 years. One of the reasons I don't hate Tinubu is because he can see the future. They call them soothsayers in the olden days. If you're a soothsayer, somebody that can predict what should happen. I'm not saying random prediction. You know, some people say pie to the moon. Pie to the
But still coming there.
Pi to the moon. Pi can go to $314 in. I'm like, okay, what's the proof? Nothing. But solid plans, solid proofs that you can see the end of the thing before it even progresses. You are on. Just imagine that before dollar went to 1,000. Me, I think dollar 700. Dollar that I did not need. I'll just go and change because in my mind, dollar cannot get to 1,000. It will bounce back. They will have to. Dollar is 1,000. At some point, dollar got to 1,760.
Yeah.
So all I just needed to do, I don't even need to do much, is just keep my dollars. Just imagine you have $10,000 that you did not change at 700 and go and change at 1,700 or something.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money. But we didn't know just because we can't see the end of it. So what I expect people to do first, leave money. If you have money in 2 weeks, it will cover all your 100 years of shame. Yes. But you see that 2 weeks, you might not meet that 2 weeks for the next 100 years again if you don't get it right, especially if you live in Nigeria. You know, abroad, I advise everybody in church now, carry your kaya and leave the country. You know why? You don't have this innate thing that can tell you the end, and you're not ready to sacrifice 1 year, 2 years of learning that process. So go abroad and go and be doing manual labor. At least that way, you can eventually go to school if you have sense. You know, if you are doing manual labor, maybe you are driving Uber, this, you can be going to school on the side, and later you become a nurse or you become a doctor or whatever, a lecturer, and then your life becomes better. You just have to invest something. You have to Jesus sacrificed his life before he became King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Yeah. Sacrifice something for yourself too, not just be waiting for one helper. If we go there now, we will not finish this podcast today. Because that's why I don't like most pastors. All this nonsense help that you're looking for. Who helped your helper?
Nobody.
So why are you waiting for him? Then you not say, that uncle is a useless uncle. This one is a stingy clinical. Who helped them? You say, but if you don't have opportunity, where did they drop the opportunity? There's opportunity for you too, but you are not ready to go through the process because you won't even identify it. Because it's not monetary. You know, people will say, hello, if it's not money, don't call me. Call me. I don't need money. You know, that's my principle. I don't need money. Come with everything in this world. Don't come with money. I will be the richest. It's very simple because I'm going to learn everything from you and create something that you never even know exists, and you come and buy it from me. It's very simple. It's in value, but of course, this thing I'm saying now, 100 people not like it because it's slow, but it's the best.
Because most people want it fast.
We want it fast. We just want it now. So if it's not giving me money now, I'm hungry. Look, when I told you I was poor, the house I was telling you, imagine the village house that the landlord came and said I should pack because I have not paid rent. And I remember telling the landlord, okay, don't harass me. We pay rent forward, not backwards. Because I'm owing you 2 months. Have I owed you before? Before I finish this one year, I'll pay you. He said, when? I can't give you time. Because when I know which work I do, I don't get work. He said, make I give you when I go pay. When I won't pay. I said, but I trust God that I'll pay before the 1 year expires. Maybe I've been paying for the past 2-3 years. He said, yes. Then later, after 2 weeks, I don't know, the banner will enter my head. He came back again. I said, he will pack my things and go. At that time, I had another time. After that time, I had 3 children.
Wow.
And I remember my dad even abused me. Say, you way poor, you need a bomb. You way poor, they born. And I remember I told my dad, I said, Daddy, money you can get in 1 day. You can't get children in 1 day. I said, so as I'm going poor, let me be having children. We'll be struggling together. The day I have money, then yes, the children are there. And like I predicted, it happened. Can you imagine if at my age, I now want to go and give back to my person? Which nonsense with that. But now, all my children are this thought to me. So people say, then they will not be saying, if you, my daughter and my wife, they're almost looking like twins now, apart from say the one resemble me. So that's what I love. And those are things I envisioned when I was in junior secondary school. Like I wanted to be I'm still going to hit the gym and become more shredded, just like you too. let's be shredded together. 6-pack or my own 7-pack like Usman. At the end of it all, it's always interesting when your children are around, like you look as if you have brothers. Now if I'm
still active.
Yes. Yeah. Now I have white hair full everywhere only because you are looking for money. Which nonsense money? Money will come. I can't start giving back to children when I'm already 48. So let me burn the child. Nobody will die. I never see anybody die for road. They say now I kill her there. I was certain, even in that my rubbish life, that I will continue with my own format because I know the essence of life. I can see the end from the beginning by the grace, and that's what makes the difference. So for everybody, I'm not worried about your skill because your skill is what monetizes you. But what makes you constantly in that frame of money. What makes money sit in your house is that essence of you knowing the end from the beginning. And I tell my boys, anything you want to start, if you cannot do it to the end, don't start it.
Exactly.
It's another cheap way of understanding, because the process I mentioned now, it will take discipleship class. How many years have we been doing it? We never end, because it's a long process. You take a lot of classes, lectures before you understand the whole lessons, and then you'll be able to process it. This one is not prayer. It's not a bo, and they will tell you tomorrow by this time, after 3 days, you encounter. You don't encounter anything. You go back to your house empty. It's always like that. You'll be fired up when you're on the mountain. Adrenaline. Just go. Adrenaline. When 15 people are something, I think, you see your body will be shaking, everything. You think Holy Spirit is using you. When you get back home, you just go back, you have not known anything the more. It's the same process. But the process of learning, see the Bible now, did they write Korokoko in the Bible? They wrote it. Some people translated it to English. They translated it to Yoruba, translated it to Igbo. Why? Because they have the sense to be able to know it. So it's that sense that you should learn. That's the one that gives you the essence of knowing the purpose, which is the end from the beginning. Once you can get to end from the beginning, which is what people are looking for in prophecies. If I see you now, I say
what my future is.
What my future is. And there is no Bible even recorded, even for a true prophet, they see in bits. So somebody that has his own wife and his own children and his own wahala is seeing in bits for you, and it's not attending to only you. So which day will you accumulate the bit? That's why they will be slaves to it, because you're always going there because you think today you will tell me another bit. It's like this red and something game that they flip. So you are going in bit, and then before you know you are 65, you have never found the bit. Meanwhile, you could have gotten this bit in about a year if you study the process of what Jesus laid down, which is training. Just train for it, and then you understand the whole process, and then you can find the value. Simple. And then once you know the end from the beginning, nothing can stop you. Why is it that we always get to our destination, even if not to get accident for road? You won't go back home. You will continue till you get to where you're going, because we know if I'm leaving Abuja to Lagos, I won't go and stop in Benin. I won't just go and get stranded in Lokoja. I will get to Lagos because that's my destination. But once you can't see your destination, if I just start going out now, where are you going? I'm coming. I might end up in Guanipa because I don't even know where I'm going. So that's how most of us live. It's not the skill. It's not your driving skill that takes you to the destination. It's you knowing where you're going and knowing the end. You know when to stop. Let me say you just drive Nigeria, they go Ghana, come back to Togo. You know I'm going to Lagos, and then you stop. Your driving skill is nothing. It's just what helps you along the line. But you know when to stop. You know when not to stop. Even if VI will catch you in Lokoja, if they pound your car, you collect the car and continue to drive.
Wow, that's a lot of information. I mean, if you guys have not learned anything yet, I don't know what you guys are doing. Give this video a thumbs up now before you even continue, because we still have a lot of things that will inspire you guys on this very podcast. So make sure you've actually subscribed, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Okay, so Sabi, I also wanted to ask, right? During the course of our discussion, you mentioned that at some point Fiverr actually deleted your account. You also lost your Amazon account and all. So, but thankfully you already started YouTube by that time.
Yes.
Yeah. So are there other, are you only focused on YouTube now, or have you been able to diversify yourself into other sources so that you don't fall for that same mistake that you had again? So are there other businesses that you've actually started that is actually racking up, bringing in funds and other stuff?
Yes. The way even from the beginning, we all know, those of us that I started online first around 2008, when I built a blog, Nigerian's Forum then. It didn't work, just like Nairaland. So I tried it out, and then I was successful. I didn't know. I had about 3,800 and something people subscribed to it already, and they were already, having discussions on trends. But I felt I should have gotten to Nairaland that had millions, So I just threw it away. And that's why I said the essence of life is actually what you learn. That is not what you know. Assuming I know what I know, I would have continued, because I didn't know that thing would have an end. I just felt like, why am I not having millions like him? And then I threw it away. I didn't really trust online. Because personally, I find it amusing that you see somebody online that you're watching, and then you send money to them. I'm like, you know your house. But when one of my friends that I knew were classmates together scammed me of millions around 2014, that was when I realized that you can be sleeping with somebody like this and you still scam me. Then I'm like, okay, online is a little bit okay. But even at that, I am like a workaholic. I don't like to have free time. If you give me free time, I will become useless. I like to overwork. It's just in nature. Those are things that I learned from getting to know the end of a thing. Because the God that created us does not sleep nor slumber. Not that He doesn't rest, but doesn't sleep. He does not slumber. Meaning He knows when to take a rest and He knows when to keep going. So in my brain, why am I looking for fun? Why am I looking for rest? You know, people like, I go for vacation to go and do what? I've tried it once and I regretted it. I went to Kenya. I was Tanzania, Ethiopia, Kenya. I was just doing only me. I didn't go with my wife. Because at the end of the day, they say, hey, maybe if you are two, it would have been interesting. Even if you go to your wife, if one person they do for us, now you will do for them. I was just remembering all the thousands I was spending. Every time I put it in, my head is in. I'm like, who sent me this rubbish? I regretted it. Since that time, I've not gone anywhere. And that was before coronavirus.
Okay.
I don't have a feel to go anywhere because I feel like our whole essence, the why we were created, is to just continue to work. So you have to drive yourself to a way when you enjoy the work as if it's the real enjoyment. So you know, people still see work as work and they see some other life somewhere as life. No, my work is now my life is my enjoyment.
That's everything.
Yeah, that's everything. I don't have another life. I have one life and it's the work. So people that segregate things, and that's what you learn in the process of getting to this purpose. You will learn it by force. That's why check out everybody that has anything. They don't have a fun life. There's no fun life. What's fun life? I will go and be playing football somewhere. What do I get from that? Or some people they go to parties or clubs. You just be dancing.
Just to burn out.
You know? No. We can burn out here. Should they play music now? If they play music here, you would think it's Burna Boy. Because we have everything in terms of volume, in loudness, in everything is here. So if I want to dance, I dance right here. Funny enough, all of us have earpiece. Put your earpiece and play your favorite song online. You have danced. If you want to dance with your partner, see your wife or girlfriend, whatever you have, or your friend, you can call it. You dance. So why should I go to one included area that they will not pick one bottle or something for 120,000 and you will be wasting money and then you come back home fulfilled? You are not fulfilled. You are stupid. That's not fulfillment, because at the end of the day you lack money, that's when your brain will tell you, why did you go and spend that money that day? That's the real truth. And you cannot be rich forever. And if you think you can be rich forever, welcome to the club. You are still on that table. When the table turns, you will realize it. I had uncles who now, my dad told us, he will say, maybe you should pray for them. Because I'm a pastor, so he will request for prayers for them. I'm like, what happened? He say, so person is asking for 10,000. I'm telling you, these are men, when we were in secondary school, that would bring 3 cars, 504, all these big lorry, those days. And they will put 3 cars when they're coming to the village. And they're asking my dad for 10,000. I'm not there though. How many years difference? They were rich. But now it looks like, sometimes I'm like, where are their children? You know, rich men don't treat their children well, so to say, in quote. Maybe the new generation rich is sharp. But those old, my uncle is about 80 something now. They don't train their children well. Because they will be like, oh, the suffering I suffer, I don't want my children to suffer. My children, they suffer. And I may create the suffering for them. I'm telling you, you now be petting children as if, are you better than me? Am I not the child of someone? My PA one day said, when I call my dad, he was not like that. The children will call you dad, they are calling you dad. I say, I'm also a child to someone. So why would I be pampering this one? My parents didn't pamper me, and I turned out well. So why would I pamper them? No, you will cook, you will wash, you will clean. I don't get house since I've been married. You children, they do everything. By force, my people don't they wash, they try to cook. But you know, some people like, the suffer. No, the suffer was what brewed something good out of us. If you are a strong man, the possibility of you bringing out weak children is almost 90%. Because now you go to do everything for them. But your children, your parents were weak. That's how you became strong. So I have to trigger that momentum of weakness for them. I'm not weak, but I show myself as weak. If you fall down, you stand up yourself. Sorry, die there now. I'm born another one. They know me in my house. That's how terrible I sound. But when it comes to care like provision, maybe you have to buy your books, you have to make sure you have lights to read, you have to eat well, balanced diet, the ones we didn't know. In our time, you eat yam in the morning, pounded yam in the night. Later we are struggling with big belly. They won't kill us. So all those things, I will troubleshoot it for you, and it continues that way. But realistically, let everybody just focus majorly on expansion, which actually you have to do with sense. Because that was the question you asked. Most people expand prematurely. The way this has to happen is, if you are doing one thing, do that thing till you are a master of it. Don't go outside it. For example, and I take my time on things. When I started Fiverr, I got to top rated. Not like you won't be learning other things, but don't activate it yet.
Okay.
So I was in Fiverr. I knew I was good. When I got to top rated, I'm the best at this, I know now. Then I started doing the books. I didn't get to the best of the books. I started blogging. Not like I got to the best of blogging. You know why? It's the same niche. The book I'm writing here, you know, this is how I work then. If somebody comes to me and says, please, I want to write this book. You know, that book title, whatever title they give to you, that means they have researched it and they think it's good. So the variation, I will go and look for the variation. And then when I write your own, you don't have research, my head is still banging from what I wrote. So I'm going to write my own variation. So the number, that's how I have volumes. And I was writing everything. Because whoever gives me title, I look at it, okay, this one, I don't have to do research, and then I go for it. And when it was time for blogging, you know, blogging is a little easier. If you are blogging about, let's say, teeth, you're going to write everything about it. How to make teeth white, how to clean it in the morning, how to clean in the night, how to kiss with it, how to, you know, you just start writing everything. So it's easier, and it's 1,500 words. For those of us that can write and type fast, it's quite easy. And then you just go chunk it out. But I didn't touch any other thing for about 4 or 5 years. Not like I changed from online and then I now went and started opening a supermarket. How does online work? This place we are in is a digital studio. And I'm sure I didn't even tell you that we are the owner when you were coming. I'm the owner of the whole digital studio.
Wow.
So this is just like the podcast section, photography section, studio section.
Yeah.
Yes, everything is here. Even live, people want to sing live, you want to record, studio recording, production, everything is here.
Wow.
The first one I went to after moving out of online was this music production. Music production, digital media, everything media with cameras and photography. And why? Of course, if you want to record, you want to do anything, everything recording, content creation. That's what I moved into. You see, the movement is, I didn't move once, you have to, and then have the budget. Don't crumble one because you want to go to the other. Otherwise, you are substituting it. You are not adding. You know, if you are doing something now and you are making 100 naira, and then every time you move to something different, your time and resources will go to this, it will reduce what you're making.
Yes.
So you are substituting, you are not making.
Yeah.
The meaning of additional source of income is if you are getting 100 naira here, make sure you have enough thing to fund this one and put people that will be able to do it so it will not reduce. Yes. Everybody, one of the questions that I've been asked the most is how do you spend your 24 hours that you can do multiple things? I have 14 channels.
Wow.
And I create content across all of them. And that's just channel. The Giant 6 company has 15 sub-companies under it. I'm the CEO of it. I'm the GO of every Christian center. And I run everything at the same time. And I sleep. If you think it doesn't sleep, no, those are old days. I sleep, I gym, sometimes I play football, and now I can watch movies on Netflix like 15 minutes, 20 minutes on a daily basis. Not like, I don't have time for movies, but I can launch out 15, 20 minutes for movies here and there, sometimes once, twice in a week. So it's not like my life is boring small, but but most people are like, how do you do all this? Because it's not me doing it. You saw the team. The team is fantastic. And that's the job you do as a CEO is once you create your part, you will now create the next part. Is not you. If you move from this one to this one, you have substituted it. So your job is while you are doing this, start to train the person that will do this. You have to let go. It's not you alone that will chop this money. Exactly. Because some people are saying, only you want to be chopping naira. If you are having 100 naira here and you create something of 20 naira, even if they give you 5 naira from here, you now have 105. And this one is running. The day this one will go to 30 naira, even if you increase the price of the people that are doing it, you have 15 naira, it's 105. And guess what? If this one goes to 100, they can give you 50 from it, they will take 50. You now have 150. And it doesn't happen like that. If you move yourself from here to here, this one will go to 70, this one will still be on 10. You are 80, you are losing now. And if this one, if you are not careful, this one will still be on 10, when this one will go to 30. Now you are on 40. Then everything collapses. Then you say, I want to expand. No, you are not expanding, you are substituting. So for us, I understood the processes, which is you can see the end before the beginning. So we created all these companies and sub companies just to make sure that we can move it. And we've not moved all the 15 ones because a lot of the other ones are still in training, but we have been successful in moving about 5 or so. At least we've moved our real estate.
Yeah.
Now we are moving the food zone, which is the food part of things. We have moved our media completely. That one has been moved completely. We have moved our pet and farms, where we'll do animals, horse. That horse now we introduce that one. We do rabbit, snail, goat, ram, and cattle. So those ones we've moved that one. What else am I missing?
Logistics.
No, we've done digital studio. Which one?
I saw logistics. I don't know.
Yeah, logistics. That one is not like big. It's just for us to move our things around and all of that. Photography is still digital. It's those ones are, if you know, it's plenty. So to even remember,
I saw the poster lined up like this.
Yes, that's how everybody follows. But I'm the CEO, but not like I go into each one to monitor.
People that
qualified people that do most of the jobs. They just report to me, and probably I shout on them sometimes.
Wow.
So it's not as difficult.
Thank you for that. So I wanted to know also, like, I know the viewers also would like to, know, because if you check up your channel, what we knew African Giant as earlier on, those who have been watching African Giant from like 3 years ago, it was majorly a make money online channel. Shows you how to create Fiverr account and make money from it, Upwork, use your skills and all. But we saw the transition into airdrops. So I want to know, how did you know about airdrops in the first place?
Make I sound like Nigeria, now God do. Now God do. The thing was, make money online. First, let's establish that there is nothing that runs today that will not cast tomorrow. It's always like that. In business, in life, even human being will cast, one day will pass and will not breathe again. So the reality was, when I started on Make Money Online, there was Fiverr. Now you can't even open Fiverr account again.
It's really hard. In fact, you have to contact, if you're in Nigeria, like,
you have to contact somebody abroad to open for you. So that's part number one. Amazon blocked a lot of accounts. Later they opened some, they didn't open mine. Some of our guys, they opened their own here and there. So that's another challenge. Number two, digital marketing became something heavy because of PayPal. Because once you open PayPal, they'll block you and you can't collect your money. You can't receive money even if you make it from most of those platforms. That's even if you have the audience for it. So you see, every Make Money Online thing was becoming more difficult. The ones that are available is YouTube. Most people will say it's faceless, I want. How do you build a brand faceless? You have to put a face to it. Let's say Nnamdi now, let's say you are doing faceless. You think I will now tell you I'm here? No, you can't kidnap me. I don't agree now. But because I know your face, I'm like, oh, this is Nnamdi. So it's easier for us to collaborate, it's easier for us to talk together. And it is what it is. So most of them are like, hey, I'm shy. All of us are shy until hunger make you unshy. Hunger will make you unshy. So the process of, going for all of these things put together now made me know that there is no, you can't be stationary. You have to keep moving. So in my brain, even now, I've moved the channel to something else.
Yes.
I've moved away a little now. And then I learned this in all these movies that I usually watch. You know what makes an actor is he has 4 transitions in every move. That if he's moving this one and you catch him like this, he will pop out of this. If you catch him on this, he will pop out of this. If you catch him on this, before you can catch an actor, it will be 4 layers. So the idea now is to layer every of your actions, especially your money making, up to 4. So how did I do it? Once the Make Money Online started getting off, I noticed that, we can't even talk about Kindle again. So waiting remain. And if you just come, and most people are comfortable doing all this, click one email and make $17,000. Me, I'm not comfortable. I know video live for anybody now. So I'm not comfortable. And if you are teaching the real deal, you won't have views.
Yeah,
so those days I will now have 100,000 views, 120,000 views. And then I've been seeing people having millions of views. I can't do what they are doing basically. So I was like, okay, we go to pray now till we have what next to do. One day, my wife, I knew about this tap thing that time.
Tap swap.
Maybe I will now go and be tapping something. What's that nonsense? It's not like that. Then my wife came to my office. I just saw her. She brought my lunch, so I was eating, and then I saw her do like this. I was like, Mama, what are you doing? She was like, what did you see? Because she doesn't want me to know, because she know I'll be angry. Like, why are you tapping? I'm like, tap. You're tapping. So that like, I said, what are you tapping? She said, after, you know hamster. I said, okay. Oh. So why did you not tell me? She said, I know you will not do it now, that you don't like all these small things. I said, Natrisha. I said, anyway, they continue your hustle. He said, okay. And then I just let it go. I continued what I was doing. Then about 3 days later again, we were in this podcast. Then one of the guys, I think it was your friend or Udale's friend, it was Sam's friend, the studio engineer, his friend, her name is Ruth. She came in here, and because most people think I'm strict, I'm not. So when she came, and then she said, Daddy, come and meet my friend. I'm like, oh, how are you? How are you? I don't even know what. I think she knows me online. And she was like, African Giant is your father, you know, like that. And they were like, yes. So she was not, I'm like, talk, because people, maybe because I don't know if my face, is my face ash. I don't even know. She was just like trying to, like, 1 minute person. I'm like, yeah. So I sat down where she was. She walked in here, and then I sat. I was like, how are you? How are you? So while we were talking, she too brought her phone and then started doing like this.
You saw it too.
And that's why I was like, wait, Ruth, you are tapping? He said, yes. I'm like, are you going to get money from this thing? Because he said, yes, now that they say it's money. That one was not coin paid, and some people made $400. I said, that one, I'm money, it's not $400. So I said, okay, oh yeah, give it to, I think we had the 2 people here. I said, send your link to them. Let them be doing it too. Since they just sit down, like the girls, let them to be tapping. And I sent it, and then that was it. I didn't do anything. I stood up. The girl left about 6 o'clock. Around 8 o'clock, I came back. The thing was now found. So Udale was tapping. I said, I'm in 20,000. You know, if you are tapping, the thing will be reading. I'm in 20,000. That was it. How you tell me 20,000? Now 6,000 I see there. You know, I was not like, let me see the thing because it was not looking like game. Then I showed me, if you tap 20, to go, if you do one combo, I mean daily sci-fi, I was like, really? I said, this thing even sweet, even if not game, because we play Candy Crush, we don't get anything from it. So I'm like, okay, put it on my phone, I want to do too. So she now sent the link of the lady to me, and I saw it. I was not tapping. But for me, I don't do anything just for doing sake. So I started looking into it. I clicked everything on it. I was studying everything just to see what else. Everything. All of a sudden, the next day, Daddy, what are you? I said, I did 2.1 million. It's a lie. I showed them. What? How did you get here? I said, I don't know. See this one.
You bought these cards.
What do you do? He said, I did 60,000. You wasted 2 hours before I even start. So we were just in the office. So all of us were just jumping like that. Some people that were new too, like, oh yeah, what are you people shouting about? So we started doing like that. Then one day, it was Tolu, one of our choirs then. I usually do early morning program.
Yes, I noticed.
The channel. Yes. So when the lady came, then it was not like, Daddy, you two, they do hamster combine. I say yes. It was like, there's one daily something. If you have subscriber and follow, I mean, what they call them? Is it follower or something? Referrals. Now, if you have referrals, maybe like 7 or 8, you'll be able to do daily sci-fi, and that will give you 5 million. She now checked. She now said, I have 4. She now sent one to her brother right there. She had 5, and then they did that thing, and then she just got 5 million. So me, I will tap for a whole day to get 1 million. You just did lots of referral. I said referral, and I started the battle. I get people online. If I go introduce this tap to them now, say this thing now. If you don't bring money, I don't enter one chance. So people go skin me alive. Oh. I thought about it for like 3-4 days. When the lady came again, he said, Daddy, the next money, he said, they don't put another daily. He got another 5 million. I just go to my office. Hello, everyone. What to come and see you. I don't know. That was why I was the one that created the first time I put my experience with hamster convert.
Yes, I noticed those.
Now a lot of people are doing my experience with this one. That I just, because I didn't know how to introduce what's tap as African Giant.
And you don't want to present it in such a way that you're promising people that you make this amount.
No,
this.
I don't even know anything about them. I don't even know whether you want to make anything now. So I just said, this is my experience about this thing, that if you are tapping, me too, I'm tapping, if you are interested. That time, and I said, how many followers do you need? They said you need about 40 or 50 to be able to open everything. So I said, if I finish my own 50, I will open, everybody drop your own, I will now be swapping their own with my own, because of course we always get about 5,000, 6,000 referrals on any of those things those days.
Wow.
So I'm like, since we need 100, then I'll be swapping. And that's how I was swapping. It was a lot of work. I'll go again, pick another person's own, swap their own, because I was getting about 50, 60 in about 3-4 hours.
Wow.
Immediately I just posted the video. Normally my channel will have 3,000 something views in 24 hours. That one had 8,000 something.
Blew up.
I was like, how you go get times 3 for this nonsense startup? Because of startup.
Man,
I wasn't still convinced. The next day I went back to my let me teach you how to proofread, and then you can make some money from it. If you go to Upwork, I did that. That one have 1,700 and something. I wasn't convinced. I said, this thing I go scatter this channel. And that time I had 130 something thousand subscribers. So I went again the next day. Top niches on Fiverr. Number 1, that one had 2,300 views. Now I said, I go try this after again. I just put it again. That one,
It was that second one that blew up. I noticed.
Just went to 24 hours. I was just seeing 50 something thousand. We have up to 50 something thousand people online.
It was confusing, really.
I was like, 50 something thousand people in 24 hours can watch a video when it's not like somebody killed themselves online like that. I was like, God damn it, what is this? And at that point, I was now focused on that hamster. I was not studying it. I was not getting the tricks and cards to buy, the one not to buy. So I just pim. You know the funniest thing? I didn't realize that the channel had so much view like that. If I tell you when I knew it, will be shocking.
So much views.
It was like 2 months ago that I realized it. I went back because I now noticed that I don't even know why are they paying me money like this on YouTube. Like I don't understand it. And I went back to see the channel and I saw that virtually all hamster combat video I made was having 300 and something thousand, 200 and something thousand. I didn't know I had views like that in my brain, because the only time I check analytics is like 8 hours in, because I make video every day. So I will only check highest case 24 hours. So once you check, you just see like 42,000. That's the only mental picture I had about it. You know, after you post another one, I'll check the next one to 30,000. The next one, but I didn't know that the other ones were still going. It was about 2 months ago I realized it. I was like, say Nnamdi get all this channel. Like I was not looking at it like I was like, really? I didn't know it was that bad. And then I realized it. But the only way I knew was everywhere I went, they recognized me.
Everybody knows.
Everybody.
Wow.
And they didn't call me African Giant, they were calling me Hamster Man. No, the Hamster Man with this. Hamster Man. I took grandma to embassy. Immediately I dropped Hamster Man. Like 14 people knew me. I ran back into the car and sat. Because that time they had not listed though. That was how I apologized now when Hamster listed and they listed Jabajantis. Unfortunately, or fortunately, they were like one of the best till now.
Yes.
When we now saw what others did.
Yeah. Pause that everybody was waiting for. Just give everybody dust. Give everybody dust.
They didn't give me anything because they said I wasn't eligible. Wow. But once I calculated what they should give me, they give me 17 cents. I know they do Telegram app again. What nonsense. I don't want, even the ones I put my mind like seed. I didn't collect anything seed because they said we should buy 1 month something. Wow. By the time they brought out the process of the month, I said, I will now be studying. Now university graduate, I won't be for this. I just abandoned the whole month and I left it like that. I've not done anything about it. They say, you can sell it $14. Yeah.
For seed?
Yeah, for seed. Like they are selling the amount $14 and I have 8 of it. And I even have the Epic, which means I can sell one for like $36. I'm saying, but the process of my selling, I have to go and study, because most of these things, it's a lot of work. Because they will release update every time. You have to study update. You have to read, study before you can teach it. And it doesn't really get back of views. Once they just say update, everybody watches you don't finish. Next day the video don't go down. I beg, it's precisely. But I like the testament now because you can do it for long and you can settle down, and that one is better.
Anyways, so I mean, we know that there's so much love on your channel. Like your channel is still one of those channels that, did not really fall even after the hamster, because we noticed that during hamster comeback period, you know, tap swap, you know, although we are still waiting for Blom now, but those periods, you see people with like 5 subscribers, 10 subscribers, they come up and they just make a video on a daily cipher more school, and boom, you see 40,000 views on a 2 subscriber channel. You know, I mean, so many people now have actually, the channels are now like, you know, low, nobody's really talking about anything anymore.
Yeah.
And you've been able to, like, you know, still, you know, you've still been keeping up with the posting of content, and we can still see it in the views, that the views are still decent. But I'm sure that inside of those views, we'll still see some comments of people, you know, shading you, or, you know, saying 1 or 2 things that are not really making sense. So how do you manage criticism, basically, in terms of comments? Because those things, you might see everybody saying, good job, everybody, yes, yeah, but one single comment that says, now
who be this?
That thing can really demotivate you. So how do you manage criticism?
No, on my own end,
Yeah.
Now I will circle back to the same thing that got me started, which is the Holy Spirit. Every time, when I first started YouTube, I'm telling you, I'm not kidding you. Once I see a bad comment, it spoils my day for 3 days. You know, I was made before I even came to YouTube. Let me put figures, because most time people, I like to put figures. I had over 150 million before I got to YouTube.
Wow.
So, and I was old. I'm not a young person. I'm not a teenager. I left university in 2006. So most people that even are so-called famous YouTubers are like in GSS1 when I graduated. And I've seen life. It's not like, you know, some people like, maybe just mistakenly have money. No, I have money, I got broke, I have money, I got... All those processes have been there. And I'm spiritual. Everything is here. But at the end of the day, you now see somebody who says, "Mechon, shut up." And they will write it, "Mechon," with the laughing emoji. Now, even most of those comments would not have meant something to me. You now know the one that breaks my heart. You now see 15 people liked it.
Means that 15 people support what this person says.
So that means shut up. And you know, curiosity, I will now click on the comment. You just see one boy where we are in, we do like this there. It was really ramping me up. Emotions were riding. And let me even tell you another one that is sad. If you now talk in your video and say, I don't like how you people are doing, somebody say, ignore them. How do you ignore? How do you ignore? So I started praying, you know. This secret now, if I talk to them, everybody will know. Oh, Jesus. Okay, it's for Nnamdi, I will say it.
Okay.
If you get to my channel, you will never ever see, you know, there are some people that go to channels where they will just fake boats. They will just use boats to, you cannot,
this is my seed phrase.
Yeah, seed phrase this, they will say, follow clinic, all this nonsense rubbish. You cannot see one on my channel.
Wow.
I cleaned it, and the way Holy Spirit told me was like, nobody taught me. Most of the things I know, nobody usually teach me. I just randomly dream and see things and all.
Everything is held.
Yes. It's if you go to your comment section, you can stop every comment that comes to your channel, and you will be the one to approve it.
Okay.
So that's the secret I use. I've been using it for like 3.5 years. It's more work, but it's usable.
Keeps everything clean.
So once all the channels come, that's why if you see my channel sometimes, you see first to comment. Because once I post, for the next 15 minutes, I hold on.
Nobody's seeing that.
Nobody is seeing.
But other people have actually...
Yes, they have been posting.
Yeah.
So then I will now approve. So if you say, your father don't die. Some people said that I was going to, like, my wife will die, my child will die, all this rubbish thing they are saying. They will say it there. But it's only me that will see it. So once I see it, you see that my head from this channel, you will never make comment on this channel again. That's what I usually use. I will ban them from the channel. Then now if you abuse me, or if you disagree with me, I will post it. It's not a problem for me, but once you abuse me or you
insulting and saying all those words, because some of those comments can even create more like a spiral effect where people won't even talk before.
They will not
start talking under the...
Yes, they always do it now, especially with Pi. But I love the way I always... Now, I'm doing as if I'm X. You know, Twitter can remove any comment they don't like. Yeah. So it's my channel now. Not because even if you say something good, I can. There was a YouTuber from US who was stalking me.
Okay.
That even if I don't, he will go there and comment. He was using me to drive traffic and all of that. And I didn't have a problem with that. So it was continue, but he now did it. He was not calling me out like, say I don't see him comment. So me, I did not block him. But in a day, if you make like 7 comments, I will approve one, I will remove 6. Now my Twitter page, I mean, now my YouTube, now everything you want to do.
Full control.
So that was how I was not doing it. So the fact that I know that even if you cost me, it's not out there, it now gives me sanity. So I don't get angry now. And then sometimes they help me with content. Once you abuse me, guess the next video I'm making.
Reaction.
I'm reacting. The one that even the slogan we use on our channel now, I put it to you. It was one of them that did it. After he abused me finish, I put it to you, African Giant. He now said it. Me too, and I reacted and I put it to you too. That's how everybody turned to. If you check the channel now, you just be saying I put it to you, I put it to you. Even I wanted to make a merchandise of it. I'll just, and I'm still gonna do it. I just I put it to you. They were the ones that created it. One was like he abused me. I just say we shut up, boss. I was like, how do you call me boss and tell me to shut up? Not the way which you don't go see for gate. So that's how I screen the whole process and it becomes more palatable.
Okay. So during our course of discussion, you said something about being a pastor, and this is something that most people don't know because, you know, me personally, I've watched some of your devotions in the past. You know, YouTube shorts on back-to-back devotion. So can you tell us more about that part of your life? Like, do you actually have a church, or are you just like an online, you know,
online prayer warrior?
Yeah, someone that just comes and pray and then move on.
No, we started from the same online prayer warrior thing, and it's been long during coronavirus. Okay, that was when we started. Yeah. I am the pastor of praying wife and intending wives. Okay, so that one was going on, and then later, because I was only concentrated on women, we had about 100 and something thousand women now joined us, and then we were praying together and all. It became a full devotion, but we didn't have physical meetings. It's always online, like Facebook, all these things, YouTube. So that one was going on, and then most of them, their husbands, when they are praying the night and all of that, were now requesting for them to join. But of course, God sent me to praying wife and intending wife, so I now had to say, okay, let's create for men separately. So we created men's prayer room where only men are gathered. So we're doing that. Then after that, we now started the church, which is now Ebbville Christian Center. That's a full church that is located there in Dubai. So at the end of it all, my capacity cannot cope.
Carry everything.
So now I'm stepping down. Before I do about sometimes 20 days of program, 15 days of program, back-to-back preaching. I'm like fiery and all of that. But because of the engagements that are so heavy now, we have to that didn't know good die. Because you know the day I actually had to reduce, I was preaching one day and I just felt my body convulse. I had to use my leg to edge the wall on my back. Because you would do fasting videos back to back. I know they tire. I'm used to it. I like it when I walk and I overload myself. The only thing I want to do in life is walk and sleep. That's just me. I don't want any other thing really. But then I knew that day that I had to relax. So later I now found out that I had ulcer. I went to do full body count because of that. And I said, what's ulcer? I was like, see now I won't make I fall. Where are they playing? So I now started relieving myself, so I eat a little. But even at that, I'm used to not, like today now, I'm not eating like anything. I'm just used to it. But I've found a way around it. You know, you take some fruits in the morning, very early, like 8, 9. I eat my breakfast around 1, 2 as usual. And then I don't really eat at night. Sometimes I can just eat light food, 6, 7, like that. Or drink fluids, just to keep the body running. And I'm already big, man. But I'm just surprised you're bigger than me. He's bigger than me. I don't go agree, you go give part of your bigness. Or height. It's not your height that is doing me when.
Thank God for everything. That's what I was just saying.
Now you don't go.
Anyways, so I wanted to quickly know, because you run so many companies at the same time. Do you have like a work-life balance? Like where you say, okay, now I want to take this period of time to work, like, you know, I'm locked in, like you see online, how to lock in for 2025. But are there other things you do, like, you know, for relaxation, or do you just work from morning till night and sleep for 1 hour and then wake up again, continue the cycle?
This question you're asking now, I'm sure a lot of people don't understand how I feel. I don't like being me because of the fire of work I have. The way I relax is of 2 types. And this is everybody. You can even talk to any of them behind and let all the staff say, I relax by thinking.
By thinking?
Yes, that's how I relax.
That's, you know, mental stress too.
It's it's enjoyable. That's why I said learn how to see the end from the beginning. It's enjoyable when you're thinking. You know, I live in a world that I've not created, a world that is free to create, that is enjoyable. I have a blue cushion. There's a particular jet. I'm just saying that I have bought. I'm not doing disillusion though. You know, some people are disillusioned. I want to make $100 billion. I don't do that one. But that particular jet, I can see it. It's a blue cushion, and those are the days I created. There's no other. It's like orgasm. Once I just sit down, I don't have a thinking chair now. Before I had, for years, I had thinking chair. That even my children know. Once I sit on that chair, nobody will see. It's like you're entering trance. So that's what I do for fun. I just think about it and follow the path. I follow the path of how I'm going to, like everything me and you are going to do today, I already saw it. I can see the path, because so that if I want to make mistakes, I don't make mistake in person. I make it in that dream. So I can correct it when I come to reality. But most people live their life as if it's a dream, then they will not be flopping, everything is scattered. No, my scattering is when I'm dreaming, when I'm enjoying myself. That's the thing. So I can sit down here and I'll follow my path and think about it. I want to start a business. How will I open it? Which color will I paint it? What's the size of the place? How will I do the security of it? And then what I'm doing, I'm writing. That's how I love typing. You know how many years it took me to learn how to type without looking at the keyboard? That's like the greatest gift God has given me now. Because when I'm in trance and I'm just following through, I can just continue to type what I'm saying. And then it's more spiritual, because I can go there with fasting. I can go there with prayers. I can go there with empty eye. But I've trained myself for years that I know how to do it. And it's just like that. It's continuous. So my own time of enjoyment or relaxing, the work balance for me is when I'm seated to see what I've done and what I will do. That's my own work-life balance. So not like I have to go out to play or gym. I don't. What I define. All of us when we were younger, what were we doing? Playing football, running around. So is it football I want to play now for a work-life balance? I think this is just disillusion of people creating unnecessary things for anyone. I have some of my gym. You can see my gym. I have some that we always keep inside, so that so even in my office I have the gym. In the house I have the gym. So what am I looking for? For fitness of the body, I have my wife. If I want to do the other room, that one is available for free. I don't need to look for anything. I have my children if I need love and hug and all of that. Funny enough, I can hug all my stars, because that's the second part of me. I'm extremely playful. So I don't have any vacancy or vacuum in my brain to be filled, because my staffs are my best friends, our families. That's okay, and all of us are like together almost every time. It will be difficult for almost 16 people to leave me alone now. At least, even if I ever leave, my PA will be there.
I mean, you told me personally that you would like your daughter to, go into content, because you see content as something that has been here for a long time and would still keep on moving. So what would be your advice for people now? Because I know there are a lot of people that watch you. They are not even watching you for, just crypto airdrop content, but they like the way you're dynamic in terms of making this content, being consistent and all. So what's the advice you give to someone who is new into content creation and would like to scale to over 300,000, getting to 400,000 subscribers now like you have? What advice would you give that person?
Let me first start with Ayaba. Oh my God. Let me tell you, if I come to this world 100 times, I'll do content creation 100 times. All my children, they are going to do content creation. All of them. Male, female. Even if I born Aphrodite, all of them, content creation. All my stars are doing content creation. Now by force, some of them they were reluctant, they didn't want to do it. Because okay, now I have graphic designer, I have a sound engineer, I have somebody who is like singing, I have a video editor. You have everybody. Faceless YouTube, everybody's creating something. So why on earth are you not creating the content around what your skill is?
Yes, sir.
Because for me again, I will circle back to the Bible. Make una no vex.
No,
Bible dey teach me
yeah.
everything. No, I
Yes,
no get mentor wey dey teach me anything. So basically, it's the Bible. What happens is I figured out while I was researching, because I was asking God these questions specifically. Why is it that your children are poor and people on the outside are rich? He said he didn't create wealth for people in the kingdom. It's for everybody. So it has nothing to do with whether you're a Christian or you're not a Christian. He will always satisfy you if you play by the principle of wealth. Now, I now figured that the earliest of days, because I had to study 100 millionaires in the world, and then billionaires in the world, I mean, and then I studied about 30 or 40 of them in Nigeria as well. And I noticed, how do you even know if somebody is a billionaire if you did not hear of them? So how did we know that Jesus is the King of Kings? Assuming they didn't write the Bible, how would this generation know? What do you think the Bible is? Content. That's article writing, and that's a book. The Bible is a book. Quran is a book. You know one thing? Ifa Odufa in Yoruba. You can't see their Odufa. They have one small book. I think I've only saw that in Itoba of Solomon that carried the Odufa book. We can't see Odufa. Maybe half of us will be serving Ifa today if we had access to the books. So when it comes to content, it's book writing, video creation. Now we just finished Easter. You see, they did the King of Passion of Christ, and they show it again.
Yeah.
So if people did not ask those things, how do you know? You tell your story by content. This thing we are doing today, how many people would have known this part of everything happened in my life? If not that you're here to quiz me out of it. Content. Wow. So what I know is, no matter what you're doing in the world, like we have moved to that heavy content, like all our real estate, the pet farms and everything, the food zoo, whatever it is we are doing, we are going deep into content, because that's the next phase of it. So all our businesses have to create content of them, and then we post so that people who want to learn how to do it, they can see. People need opportunities. Sometimes we have opportunities that we don't even know exist. Oh, I saw this thing you can do, I can do this for you. Oh, okay, now coming through, and then we go through it. That's why I said, if my daughter wants to be a medical doctor, glory be to God, you are a medical doctor that creates content.
A day in the life of a man.
That's 100% what you're going to be doing. And you are not going to start when you're a medical doctor. You will start from 100 level when you are saying, my dream is to be a medical doctor, but I'm going to class today.
People even relate to those kind of things.
It's always there. So from when they are young, just like now, they already know. If they meet you now, well, the first thing they will say is, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Even the small one, welcome to my channel. So basically, it is what it is. It's everything you want to do. Even pastors, you create content around it. Everything is content. 2 or 3 things are involved. You are going to get monetized. You get more exposure. You have the chance to be a celebrity, so to say, if that's what you like. You can make money from it. And when you grow old, because there's a time you will still be tired, what do? I refer back. Even now, I showed you a picture of when I was a driver. You know, I was recording. Can I go back? Assuming this thing just plays out in my brain, how will I even prove that I was indeed a driver and all happened? I was creating content there, but I wasn't posting it. You know, then I was in trouble. I was in trouble. I
Life's challenge, not even allowing to.
But I continue to create content.
Yeah.
I have videos of 8 years, 9 years when I was a driver, people I carried, the conversations we had in the car. I was recording everything, and I have it today. So that's why sometimes they say, are you not tired? I will just go and play one of those videos. When I see my head like this there, and I'm saying, don't give up. I say, so I can say this that time, don't give up. I can't give up. I keep going again. So the thing is, whether you are football that I watch, what are they doing? Content. Boxing, what are they doing?
Entertainment content.
Beyonce, what is she doing?
Singing content.
The video, what is she doing?
Yeah.
Apostle Selma, what's he doing?
Content.
If I sit down for house, they preach. Maybe no put down online. Maybe anybody go now. So that's how it is. But now you now see people. Everybody is a content creator. You are just not recording your own, and you are missing out on the big deal. Because why? You can be frying puff puff. You think everybody know how to fry puff puff? Do you know how to fry puff puff? Do you know how to fry puff puff? Do you know how to fry puff puff? Only one person, a lady. Now, do you know how to fry puff puff? I don't also. I don't know how to fry puff puff. But all of a sudden, we could have said, okay, our own get together this time is I want to fry puff puff for my children, and I wear the cola and I say fry puff, but I will have to learn it from somewhere. So you now will be my map of puff now. You just did that. You say life they punish me and they suffer. Create even they cry for there. They do I will watch you. You get monetized. And let's say there's no monetization as well. Some people would now say, that woman where they fry puff puff for that place, can you send us our order? You will have more customers. So it's not even about the monetization. It's about you propagating the word. And I saw that in the Bible, where the Bible said that can you put up a candle and put it under a chair? Where do you put a candle?
Oh, so that you illuminate.
But we claim that we are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. Now you carry your light, go hide under. Go hide under. Let everybody see you. Hey, I'm an introvert, I can't talk. But you have a husband that you said yes to. How you talk yes to that? On the day of wedding, you say I do in public place. How did you say that? That means you have the facility and also driving through it. Now the question is, drive through it or remain in poverty, everybody will not be rich.
Wow. Well, this is actually a very fun one. I would also like to ask, like, looking back on your journey from, being rich to getting poor for over 3.5 years, and then getting rich again to, God, sustaining you even up until now. What are those, are there things that you look back on now and, wish that you did better at that time? Like, are there things you say, I wish I actually did better in this area, or I wish I did, better in this other area? I shouldn't have done this, I should have done this at this point.
Yeah. You're asking very good questions. I hope I have time to ask you my own question too. Now I will come to Lagos and do my own podcast. This one cannot be 1-0. I think I have 2. You see, that first time I had money from multi-choice and all of that, I didn't go deep into it. You see, all this work-life balance, those are the first set of... I was studying regular books. How does rich man go get rich quick? What do they go? Poor man daddy. Poor,
rich dad, poor dad.
All this nonsense. That was what I was reading then. And it was giving me some little vibes. But, because I didn't set the plan to read everything. So I was having like half information from all these books. I've not gotten to the end of it. You see, those days I was trying to have a balanced life. I had money. I had things, buying land, buying houses. I was doing that, building houses and all. But I wasn't really building myself. So what happened was, I know how to market. You can tell my mouth is fast. I can talk. I can vibe. So I was selling well. I had a lot of things going on. But I wasn't really dipping down to go to what they call the foundation of businesses. I should have put my foundation more, but I was resting more. I remember those days, I would leave a kitty. I'll call my brother who was in Ibadan. Okay, they come home. Wait, I won't go chop amala. There's one yao amala that they will do begli. I will leave a kitty, drive to. And I remember those days, I'll take like 200,000-300,000 like this. I'll put it in my safe, and then I'll drive. And I was doing it every week.
That this one is what I might use this period.
Might use it, I must use it. Because once I get there, everything now, and it's only PS2 that will play. You can even see, okay, you have carried the PS, okay, it's inside this studio. It's PS2. That's how I know how to play PS2. But those of the PS3, this one is PS3, then it was PS2.
Okay.
I will just be playing PS2. I will just come, we eat amala, eat this, play PS2. When we're tired, we go to University of Ibadan. And then just play. Then I don't drink, but all his friends, whoever comes around, I will buy, and I can stay there for like 2-3 days. My weekend starts from Wednesday. Because I have staffs who are doing everything. Instead of me to use the opportunity to build myself, I was enjoying life. So when the wahala came, I regretted everything. Like, why did I not focus on myself? But I didn't know, because I felt I was having work-life balance. So that's, if anyone tell me what about balance, just get out. I don't want to get. Now that my work-life balance is work balance. I balance work every time. There is nothing fun. I don't need any fun. And I mean, I work birthdays, I work Easter, all this Easter I work for the past 7 years. I work Christmas, I was New Year. I don't do anything. The only thing that I enjoy is food, and I eat, and I carry my car and go. And that was the first mistake I made that I feel I could have corrected. Number 2 was the fact that I was investing into things I shouldn't invest to. I said it like parents now. Parents will call you, this one that you are doing well. Then you say, my roof is leaking. I take 500. I don't want my parents to suffer. When I enter trouble, if don't be like that, I don't get parents.
So you say we should watch out for those who we help, or I don't know. You
need help more than people you are helping. Okay. You see, people we think we are helping, now, ask me now, what I did for my parents is salary. I place you on salary. If it's 10,000 that I can give, that's the 10,000. That's it. If you have major things to do in the house, I'm not the only child. Tell all of us. And now we are all in WhatsApp group, so we can now contribute. But then, I was doing Odogu. If my dad said he wants to build a new, I said, okay. I did all the windows, all the electrification. not only me, my brother too will say, okay, I pick roofing, we pick different things like that. But the person picking roofing and all is in US. Yeah, they Kitty. It didn't take long before the difference shone through. So now I knew it was a mistake. Those days, even ordinary girlfriend deserve. You say you never marry a man. You must do here. And you know, I'm not saying, as I advise my people, pay money for the hair of your girlfriend. Don't be a stupid man thinking you want to be stingy. No, I don't appreciate stingy men at all. But don't overdo it. For example, my girlfriend wants to make hair. Okay, take 2,000. If she likes, make it at 70,000. Nah, headache. But at least I've shown to you that if I have plenty money, I will. For those days, how much is it? In 2011, I will put 18,000. Forget me, go buy wig. But it no do me anything, because in the evening when my girls are coming, sir, we saw this, we saw this. How much is the balance? You still have 185,000. I wanted to say dollar. 185,000 naira as profit after spending. Yeah. But once the problem arises, then I knew that he has risen. So now I know that's a flaw. Then the third one was I didn't train my staffs well.
Okay.
So immediately there's crisis. Everybody tears. You know, there was no reason. Some people, assuming I trained them well, some people would have been okay. You know, if your people are smart, what's the problem? What's the problem here? Like, what exactly is our problem? You can't pay salaries. Okay, hold on for 2 months. Let's see what we can groom for here. So if the company can bring money for them, they can groom the money for themselves. The company is still there. Not like we close down. The goods are still there. Everything is there. The rave is still there. The name is still there. But I couldn't afford to put anything. I was tired mentally to drive any sales. But today, too, as I tired, and I saw all of them don't come and move there. Everybody just give up. But assuming I trained them very well to the level I was, when I was getting tired, they could have covered. So I didn't make that mistake this time. I made sure I trained, and I'm not spending unnecessary money to anybody. There's nothing bad in having reserves of money.
Yes,
then it's almost a taboo. Some of my people still have that problem. If they have 2 million, I don't know, it's like the devil. That money must go to the point you're afraid before you stop spending. What's bad? And look at our girls. A girl can hold 2 million naira for 7 years. She will not spend it.
You know how to manage.
I'm managing it. But a man, that spirit of odobuism and hype and you're the best, and that's why I don't even relate outside. So nobody will even hype me. You know, if you see me, I say, bow, my head feels swell. I don't feel trust myself. If you tell me bow, Africa Giant, you're the best of the I will put and give you $100. But now, if I know Kukuma see you, when I say, yes, my wife will say, bow. I say, bow. I never give you money. That one is easy. So that's how we cut it out now. Those are the mistakes I will have. But all other things, like the volume of books, I stopped calculating the books I read when it goes to 20,000. I read, 20,000. Yes, I was always counting then. 20,000. When I read 20,000 books, I stopped calculating it. So now I don't even know how many I've read now. But that I've been used to that, like reading. Because at the end of it all, whatever you think the Holy is telling you or what is coming to your brain is only what you know. Does an airplane have steering?
I think it has that. See, I don't know what they call it. Is it a cause or what? Where you can actually push down and push
If
up.
I was a pilot, will I think? Is that if I'm a pilot and I've driven like 10,000 miles, will I be thinking?
No, you won't think now. You already know it.
So, and am I stupid than a pilot? So, you see, that's just the simplicity of life. It's like some people think when they don't know something they're stupid. No, you are not stupid. It's just like you can't know everything. But the more you know, the more your life becomes better placed. But most of us, we are just looking for money. Baba Namu people will be. And we will always celebrate people that have money without knowing what process they got there with. You know, for me, otherwise, if people know that probably I'm very intelligent, I'm more intelligent than their professors. That's the truth. That's the truth because of what we know. And now some people say it's bragging because you don't know that once you know something, you know it. Do you know how to drive? Ask me if I know how to drive. So I will not be saying I'm trying. Am I trying? I can drive. I can drive.
You can drive. No.
I can. So So now if I tell you I'm good. You know, say no, it's not you that you tell us you're good, though. It's outside. So it's outside that will tell me I can drive. So if I watch this clothes and it's clean, it's outside that will tell me it's clean. No, I know who I am. Why are you? And those are the nonsense talk that people on this other side follow through. It's not humility, it's stupidity. You don't know what you know. Ask me if I'm a virgin.
After giving birth to 4 kids.
I'm actually a virgin. You see that? Am I a virgin? No! Because so it's either yes or no. Even the Bible says you have to be hot or you are cold. You can't stand it. If you are lukewarm, I will spit you out. So if you are cold, you go to a fire. If you are hot, you go to heaven. So where lukewarmness won't go? So he's angry that we are confusing my ministry. Be hot, be cold, be cold. So now when it comes to us telling you things we know, it happened to Saka after Real Madrid match. You know, Saka did this chip for them, and all of them got angry that I was humiliating them in what they call the Santiago Bernabeu. They were angry. Saka went ahead and still chipped the goalkeeper and scored and shushed them. Then they said he's stupid. One Van der Vaart said he's stupid. He's not world class. What is he feeling like?
But he scored.
You say somebody is stupid. he scored the same chip. Shush you in your home. And your own superstar that you call Ballon d'Or or something cannot even do anything. He scored one goal with Ali Badasham. In Vinicius in two leg you score goal with that show, and they call that one Bellingham. They talk say maybe that then the Ballon d'Or running. So basically it's more like Saka knows who he is. The father, even after first half, when he was going into the dressing room, there was one of their players that went and bullied him. I can't remember this guy that had injuries. They are number 2. He's the official number 2. He's leaving Real Madrid now. The name skipped me. He went and bullied him just because they don't want him to perform. The guy came, turn up and performed better and scored. That's the mentality of greatness. They call it Mamba mentality. You don't I'm trying. I'm not trying. I'm good at it. Try me out. You see me here. I'm not running away. Try me out. I'm there. But you see, all these things we are saying is meant for elites, not for random people. And we have more random people around than elites. So it will look as if you are fumbling or only you did there. Because if you put 100, now only 2 be elite. 98 is 98. That's what they call crowd now. And the crowd don't stay on pulpit and podiums. So it is what it is.
We're rounding up. Let's quickly talk about the Giant Classroom, the online university you have. I mean, you told me that you are currently working on a physical university now, which is actually massive for me to hear. You know, most people don't even know that, but
yeah, sharing my secret to Nnamdi.
Yeah, but I would like you to tell me about this the online university itself.
Now, the online university is where I teach all the types of making money. I have the blogging masterclass, the affiliate marketing masterclass, YouTube masterclass, Fiverr affiliate masterclass. Even now we have the crypto masterclass. All of these we run, and it's an LMS place where you can learn as a beginner the series one by one. Yes, but from my years of experience, I now notice that most people are not interested in learning because they don't have what it takes to deliver what you even teach. So a lot of people are just saying, hey, oh, I've been on this course for 2 months, so like this, we go, what thing I go do? I'm like, you have to learn. I don't even need to tell you. If I have to still tell you what you do to make money, that means you've learned nothing. Because once you understand the concept, you can create anything. The sky will be like a starting point. But you're still telling me to tell you, okay, do it like this. Even if I tell you, you can't still do it that way. So it's a major challenge. Only few people are getting it done. And the way I am, I'm very big on values. Once I have, let's say, like now we have about 1,300 students. And out of the 1,300, the one I know are successful, they are about the 300 on it. The remaining 1,000 are bush. And I go, because me, I don't need anything you're doing. To be very frank, I just wanted to add value to it. So once you are frustrating my value, I get tired. Because to me, I'm like a coach who needs good footballers who I can see they are training. Even if you are not performing on the field, I need to see your effort. Yes, so when I tell you
do more research by yourself.
Yes,
you don't just bank on.
That's exactly how it is. If I tell you in the next 1 month, you should come up with, let's say, 40 articles. And then 1 month later, you say, I'm busy, daddy, you know, coach. And then how many have you written? 3. And then I check the 3. I've not even written. You only wrote the subtitles. You say, I will try. And then after 3 months, you say, we have been on this course for 3 months. So say, now me could come help you write the article. And on my own side, I can write 40 articles in one day. Not only that, like I have all my jobs and I write 40 in between it. And then you expect, and then you say, it's making $12,000. Are you doing the work? And let me tell you, this online work. There's nothing here. There's no finesse. Yes. I know they have problems with all these. Thank God YouTube is even bringing down all this rubbish now. Otherwise, how to click one single link and make $70,000. So in their people's mind now, they think there's a link you click. How many subscribers do you have on your channel now? 21. How many days have you started? You started 2 weeks ago. You have 21 subscribers.
That's good. That's getting.
How many videos have you posted? That's how you see the work.
Oh wow.
29 videos in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
That's why the result
whole month's work.
Yes.
Because most people post like one video.
That's even people that are hardworking. They are posting 2. I told them post 2 per day. You will look. My principle is very simple. I will out-labor you. I will outwork you. I will outsmart you. Everything, just any adjective you want to put, just put out by it. That's me. I out-giant you. Everything. Because I don't want to rely on grace. Because hardworking people too are graced. It's even grace for you to be hardworking. Because if you are lazy, but I guarantee to you, a person that is lazy that have grace will waste it. An hardworking person that does not have grace will achieve more than a person that is graced that is lazy. So now imagine somebody that is graced and is hardworking. And they turn billionaire. Some people will say my billionaire teacher, I say I never reach billionaire. But it's obvious. Unless we die, God forbid. But provided we're breathing. And it's just simple. It's the same attitude. So that attitude is what got me tired. So most of my students on dance classroom, I know they answer them again. What are you? I've been messaging you for 4 months. Come and beat me at home now. We spent 2 years on this thing. I've made all the courses. I do, before I do live every Sunday.
Wow.
You see, every Sunday I spend 3-4 hours on a live like this, talking and answering people. 4 hours every Sunday. They're all on my channel. 4. Will I use freaking?
You can use it too.
4 freaking hours every single Sunday.
Wow.
Asking questions, and I do giveaway. Most people, I give their children things when they're online. If I hear your children is having a call, I will say, send me a account. I will send even if it's 10,000. I was a family man, like December, Christmas, I'm doing, and they tried though. Because I'm sounding cocky now. Now they tried, because every December, all the classroom people, they donate money for me to appreciate what I've done in a day, in a year. And most of the money go reach 500,000, 400,000. So me too, when they donate for me like that, I will pieces it to 2, and I'll come and do giveaway. I can come and give data like that. I can say, okay, 10,000 for 100 people. No, not 100 though. What am I saying? That's like 10 million. You shall get the message. So we're doing it like that. But I didn't get the result I wanted from most of them. So I got angry. It's not like I'm not answering everybody. I still answer people who I know have results. Once I see their message, I see their name, I will quickly answer them. But people that have been frustrating my life, I've been with you for 2 years, you never make something. Even in church, I tell people, if you're in my church for 1 year, to the glory of God and your life don't change, now me go chase you. No come here again. And people be like, why are you sounding like that? It's motivational. It's not like I mean it, but because you have to do something. Because you can force a horse to the river. You can force the horse to drink. So even if I carry you go river, now you go still put your mouth on this thing, drink. But you're saying, hey, mentor. Which mentor?
Wow.
And that's why you see, when I do all these things, I don't usually introduce prayer. Because I feel prayers are making people lazy. Yeah, because you can talk to a God. So now that I have spoken to God, He won't tell you what to do. Is that what you are telling us? So God will just come from heaven and do it for you. No. When you talk to God, let Him tell you what to do, then go and do it. But our people, they are not reasoning like that. Can you imagine somebody who told me that my rent has expired? He's looking for rent. This guy was about 46 years old at that point. Then the wife was angry, was about leaving because she can't really sustain. And all of these terrible things happening in your life. And we're like, okay, I bought a laptop for him. Like, let's start. And then I put him in my course for free. Guess the next thing he will post on his, now that he has data, guess what he's going to post next? Ministry, this thing that the flyer of church, the program they have in the church, that's what he will post. Just check your DP, you see it's flyer of church that everybody's posting. No problem, we have problem. Everybody's posting flyer of church. And the pastor leave my disciples to be posting the flyer. You go work, go post your work. That was the day my tailor, I fight am. Not because I know they go my church, but it was my tailor. I got angry. If you check this, you are a tailor, you are sewing for me, and you cannot post what you are sewing, and it's very good. Native. We just dey post pastor, prophet, pastor. Now they swear for you. Many pastor and his wife they post himself like this now. At least post 1 or 2 of your own before he now started. If you see him now, he has changed his shop. Before he was managing his space under somebody. Within 1 year, he has moved to his own shop. He called me. I went to visit the shop. I was happy for him. I said, "Shey you see your life? Una go dey do wonders." I say, "Na pastor won't judge you forever." Pastor said, "Go stand you like this. God go judge am." Na so you go stand you. Why you mumming yourself for no reason? Just go ahead and do your job. It's not the God you pray to. Or na they hold the staff of something for Jesus.
Oh, wow.
What's the unnecessary celebration for? Pastor, will you get wife? You know what I mean by that, Abi?
All right. So finally, final question for Tabi here. Where do you see the Giant 6, the company as a whole, in the next 5 years? Because there's a lot of work to be done. I know, handling so many entities inside one big conglomerate. Let me put it like that. So, where do you see yourself and the whole company in the next 5 years?
How do I start from? 5 years is a lot. Because even now, with the volume of what we have done, Giant 6 is 2 years.
Oh, 2, okay.
And I'm saying from scratch. That's from zero. So our leap alone from zero is already massive. So I'm sure building on it is, if you are building a house, you have to dig down a house. So we've done all the foundation, we've climbed out. Now to build is going to be a little easier. So in 5 years' time, 5 years old, Baba. Glory. A lot. It's not like on my own metrics. What I used to gauge our success is the number of staffs that we have.
Okay.
It's the staff strength that determines how fast we're moving. Because we don't employ mediocres, or we can take trainees and all of that, but the real top people that are going to be pushing. Because the more they push, the more the company expands and gets better and all of that. So it's more of, if we can be like 100 staffs.
Decent.
Very decent.
All right. So finally, what would be your advice to someone out there that wants to actually make money in this day and age? Just one last advice to someone that's watching this podcast.
If you want to make money, don't look for money. Let money come to you.
Yeah.
And the way you do that is find what you can do from now till age 90.
Exactly. Whatever
you can do from now. See, as I'm seated here and I'm creating content, even if I'm old and I don't have to eat, I'll still be sharing what I do for you. You see that? I can continue to do that. And that's what you go for. I know it's good to also on the side. You can use also to fund what you are called to do, but please find your call. And I'm not saying go and open church. Find your calling. Calling, you can be vulcanizer, you can be a trainer, you can be whatever it is. Make sure it's your call. Mr. Nnamdi here is already on his call. I'm telling you, that's how things start. You don't have to start too elaborate. It's already big goal. And how many years now? I must ask you one question. How many years have you started this type of stuff?
Is it YouTube as a whole or this?
Okay, let's say YouTube as a whole. Because you be OG self, you don't start from all this faceless YouTube.
Yes, I was like doing it for like maybe 3 years now.
Let's start from this kind of podcast.
It's not been long now. Let me just say this year.
So this year now, you don't catch him somewhere like me. You see,
this year.
So it's always like, even if the beginning would be a little shaky, because this one is behind the scene. Some names did not give a good nod. Maybe they from Odogu or they don't want to expose themselves.
Yeah.
But by and large, it's just like that.
Pushing.
And then more things will come. Please don't. Let me tell you my last quote. This is like my greatest quote. Pray as if you are not working. Work as if you are not praying. If you can effectively do these two, let's see you at the top.
All right, guys. So that's the end of this very podcast. You guys remember that last quote? That last quote actually just got me thinking. Pray as if you are not working. It means that you are actually putting in the work. If you say you want to pray, you want to work without even praying. If you have that mindset, it basically means you're actually putting so much work not relying on faith or relying on your pastor or relying on something out there. So I hope this podcast actually enlightens, one person out there to, go forward. And I hope that everything actually works out well for each and every one of us. That being said, give the video a thumbs up and drop a comment in the comment section. What do you think about this podcast? What did you actually learn from this? Just drop a comment and I'll see you guys there.
And bill him. It's very fresh. bill him. Let him do giveaway.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.